Myself. Welcome to the Praying Double Show here tonight. We will be joined by our brothers and sisters out of Minnesota, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Please share the show tonight. I got Milton Kine, the board chairman, the board member, board chairman of Minnesota chapter here tonight with me. I got Elijah Sampson, one of the permanent members in our state. I got my sister Yvonne Doivley, another permanent member in our state, one of the John Gazettans, she's still in our state. And Muna Bay Kopo will also be here also with me, another pioneer of that state. So share the show to those who are not here tonight so they can join us and listen to our sisters and brothers out of Minnesota. We all know that what is going on in Minnesota, so we have to hear from all sides of the story. We talked to the side of Eliton Bobby Tode with Kamati Dia and Alice Gay. Now we need to hear from our brother. These guys are all, I think, quote unquote, should I say, supporters of law, or they don't like the process, how things unfolded in that state. So tonight they are joining us here to tell us what actually went on in their own state. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have this conversation with our brothers. Then I'll open the line. Those who have questions or comment, they will come on and do that. But tonight we would like to be respectful here in the comment section. I'll be monitoring the comments. Those who will come with some mean words, your comments will be deleted. I will delete it. So please tonight, we got to be respectful here. That's the only way our community will move forward. Thank you very much for tuning in. Please share the show. Let me now bring them on. They are backstage. I bring them on exactly how they came on here. I think Muna have something doing on her side, so she only got her microphone and the camera. It would be off. Well, we know who she is. So, following me from Monrovia, Dixon Nimbo Senior. Thank you for following me from Monrovia, Liberia. So, I'd like to welcome my audience, some of the members here. I'd like to welcome Dixon Nimbo Senior, Elabit Bobby Tory, Ish Tory, Josephine Cole, Bobola Collins, Comfort, Soba, Vivian Wright, Poa Yanawe, Sally Dali, and Daisy Kamara, Prosper Quincy, Mary Joey, and Bethany Kusinon, Veronica Doe, and Veronica Nayu. Those of all you who joining us tonight from wherever you're joining us from, please share the show, and thank you guys for tuning in here. Augustine Talley, excuse me, from Baltimore. You are welcome also here tonight to the Print Double Show. Please share the show. These are the gentlemen from out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. The Milton Kine is up there. Elijah, you have to straighten your camera. Yeah. Okay. Elijah, look at that guy who on the Oliver Kine. You know that guy? Vivian, that guy, Elijah, look alike. I don't know why, but okay, ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome to the Print Double Show. I will start by giving you guys 1 minute to introduce yourself. We will start from the female, and then we'll come to the pop, even though Milton Kine is the chairman here, but you give the female the chance to do that. So we'll start with Yvonne Vlay, and we'll go to Muna Cooper. Then we'll go to Elijah. Then we'll come to Mr. Kine. You know, they always step it up like that. So let's go ahead, sister.
Okay.
Okay, Prince. Thank you. I'm Milton Kine, chairman of the board of local chapter Minnesota.
Mr. Kine, you understood what I just said?
Oh, you not hearing me?
But I asked you if you heard me.
I'm not hearing you well. Please repeat.
No, but you have to log out and come back in.
No, I'm hearing you now.
Okay. I say I will start with Yvonne. I go to Muna Cooper. I come to Elijah. Then you're going to be the last.
Okay, no problem.
All right.
Okay, good evening, everybody. Thank you so much, Mr. Dover, for having us on. My name is Yvonne Dwight Flay. I live in Minnesota, almost going to 3 decades now.
Yeah.
Permanent resident here. I'm from Swedu, Grand Judah County. Thank you for having us on tonight.
Thank you, sister. Let's go now to Muna Bay Cooper.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Dover. I want to start the show by saying I come in peace tonight, you and I, even though we are sis, but I come in peace. Thank you for having us on tonight. Everybody pretty much in the state know who I am. I don't think I really need that much introduction. I will pass it on.
But the people in it on my audience don't know you.
Okay, you are right. I am Mona Bay Cooper. Good evening to everybody and your audiences. I've been in Minnesota since the people say I was here since I was 5 years old. So I think we'll run with that tonight. So I've been in Minnesota forever and ever, over 30 decades. Yeah, 30 years. So
30 years. Okay, go ahead, Mr.
mhm.
Elijah something. I don't know why you didn't put your last name, but Elijah is something.
I know. I'm sorry for that. Thank you for bringing me up, Mr. Dobbert. My name is Elijah Sampson. I am a member of the Grand United Association Minnesota chapter since my arrival here. I'm on here tonight basically to be able to see how we can find a way forward
Yeah.
instead of dividing this organization. My sole purpose here is to state the obvious facts and make sure that a graduate situation in Minnesota become a one chapter so we can get rid of the wood
Mhm.
side. I don't belong on anybody's side. I belong on graduate side. And that's what I'm
Yeah.
here. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Mr. Kine, Milton
Yeah.
Kine.
Thank you, Prince. I'm Milton Khan, chairman of the local board of GGA here in Minnesota. We just want to briefly explain to the Nigerian outside there what is unfolding here in Minnesota. That we don't want to be part of conflict again. So here we come tonight.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and thanks for accepting to come on the show to explain to the people of Grand Gita what is actually going on in your state. The people been hearing from one side, so we thought it wise to get you guys here so we can hear from your side of the story. So thanks again for tuning in here. Okay, Mr. Let's start with Mr. Kine here. You are
Okay,
the I don't know, Mr. Kine. Why are you not hearing us good?
I'm hearing you. I'm hearing
Well,
you.
I mean, you got to, but you have to stay focused with the camera because you keep bending down like this.
Oh,
That's
no, no,
why
no.
it's
Yeah, I just
interfering
want
with the
to
thing.
sleep.
People watching it
Prince, I
is not
just want to sleep.
professional.
Okay, let me lay it right
Yeah,
here.
yeah. Put the camera down, please.
Okay. Okay, yeah, we'll go.
Okay.
Okay, Prince.
Give us a
I took
little
the
bit
show
of your
tonight and
what's
invited
actually
the other
going on in
members
your
so that we
state.
can explain briefly to the other Nigerians in the various states. This whole episode started with Kamate Dion. At a certain time, he called on George as OLM chairman and director, executive director, so that Grand will make donation for a program they were having. So George consulted me, but then took his personal money, $600, and paid to Kamate for Grand Gita. After that, again, he came out one time again, he asked for 1,005. So George told him that the money was not for him, it was for the community. So he called me. So I said, okay, he commanded called my attention. So I said, let me get to Florida. Judge explained the whole thing. So I called and I said, look, Commander, you know what happened? The money in the account there is for Nigerian. Our reputation is on the line for that money. So we cannot give you a dime for it. So then later on again, he called my attention and said, Josh will not give you money. So he started going around inciting people so that they'll come and take over leadership because Judge was not corresponding or responding to his request. So for each time he made request to people, they will come and inform us that Kamate is asking us to come and take power from you guys, but we refuse. So he and myself met again. I told him, I said, Kamate, it won't work. What you can do better for us is call a meeting if you feel that our term is over so that we can engage the issue. So one time, George called a meeting. We all went there. Right after the meeting, we started getting call from all what that we should not give a dime to Kamate. In fact, George will hold on until they are ready. But the issue of not having meeting is false. We have record to all the citations that the president is administration issue for meeting. We have all those citations. We got record to that. So it is the will of the Crown people that if there is no issue or some member, because we have a lot of people that come to meeting. If there is not something unveiling like election, they won't have time to come to meeting. So Kamante have been out of the community for over 7 years. He has not paid a dime. Bulk of them, even the Bobby Tolo and the Bobby Tony, they have not come to meeting for several years. So I don't know if they are not active, why they want to cause trouble. Because according to the Constitution, you must be active or you must be part of the process. All the guys you see causing the trouble, they are not part of the process. They are not due paying member. And they should know well. They should know better that what the Constitution has explained to be an active member, you have to be a due paying member. So I don't know why now they're coming out to say that, yeah, joy is no longer when you are not active. You must be active according to our Constitution. And we cannot take the organization to be a seasonal organization. There's an organization we all belong to. So if you want to be part of the process, you have to be active. There's my point. The Kamante, the Bobby, the Dusty is somebody I respect, but for Dusty to say that all are great, it is true we are great, but to be part of the organization, you have to be active, you got to be partaking. So it's just something that I'm wondering about. They just want to bring about conflict. So I spoke to the national president. The first response she gave me that these guys, they are in majority. I said, you are not in Minnesota. Don't say they are in majority. And we actually sent me text, and I responded to that text. So out of a setting for her to recognize Bobby is something disappointing. I don't know whether she's looking for a vote or why she want to bring conflict. I told her, I said, do not bring conflict to Minnesota because we've been in it, and we don't want to go back to that. So there we are. I will give Elijah a chance to take the show and continue. If anything, I'll add on again. So this is our point. We are all united here, not because our election people come to say, I will remove the administration so they'll pay 10 and go to Kentucky. We went to a meeting, we voted at 120. It was not even George that brought that amount. George proposed $60. I and other people proposed 120. We agreed to give them 1 year free and then continue with 1 year as their meeting due. So I don't know what the murmuring is about.
Did you take that to the body, or was it decided by the board and the executive? Was it something that you brought in front of the body?
We discussed that from the executive meeting.
Mr. Okang, just set your phone down. You keep going to your phone. You're seeing it's not good.
I got it down. Normally it's $10 per month, so we calculated it 2 months.
Mr. You're not answering him. You're not answering him. That decision, was it made by the body that we won't pay $120? Was it made by the body or the board?
No, I mean, it's a rule that you have to pay your due.
Yeah, it was made by the body. They have
that was it. It was made by the body. That's what I want to know.
No, but I mean, what you see, body don't have to come to work to say, yeah, we should pay due. That law is in the Constitution that you have to pay your due to be an active member. So why should one group come to say, yeah, we're paying $10, go to convention?
So let's say somebody been paying a due, and then the guy want 2 months for the election. You're going to tell them to pay 120?
No, if you pay your due, you don't have to pay the 120.
Okay, then that's all we want to know. That's it. Because I just want to know who made that decision. Was it because for my state, here, nobody been paying due here in my state. The president can say 120. The body say, Madam President, money plenty. We can pay $20. We negotiated with president, say, people coming in our state. So you'll pay $50. Everybody agree with their $50. The elderly people, they pay $20. The children, I think from 23 down, they pay $20. These are things that the body decide on. So we can say the president made that decision or the board made that decision. As yes, I thought it was something that you talked to your body and you negotiated and you came out. But Mr. Kine, I don't know how your phone looking tonight. Yes.
You need to back up a little bit. Uncle Milton, back up a little bit.
You need to back up from the phone.
Okay,
there you go.
Yeah.
Just say
when you like that, you don't hear us.
Okay. Please repeat, Prince.
I think he's having audio issue, Prince.
Then he have to go out and come back in. Go back and come back in.
Okay, let me
Yeah.
crack
Turn
out.
your camera off and come back, Uncle
Yeah, go
Milton.
off and come back in.
Yeah, come on.
Turn your
So
camera
so
off and come back.
so Yvonne, I want to know from you the process. Why are you here? What's your concern that you're here tonight?
Thank you, Mr. Double. I am here because I'm a concerned citizen of Grand Junction County. Obviously, I live in Minnesota for so long, and we know our Constitution. First of all, these people that you see and parading all on the internet claiming to be leader now, they say the decision was made by the body, which is not true. Most of us was not even informed about that meeting. The same social media they're using today, why they use that social media to inform everybody. And they really wanted the body, they really wanted us to be in our meeting to make the decision. But they just call certain people to go to that meeting, unknowing to the rest of us. I met somebody during my cousin funeral in Iowa
Yeah.
around 5:45, 6 o'clock to be exact. The person told me, "Oh, are you coming to the meeting tomorrow, Sunday?" So I'm like, "Which meeting you talking about?" He said, "Oh, the former leaders of Minnesota chapter having a mass meeting tomorrow." I said, "No, you just telling me now." But if I would make it to Minnesota, back to Minnesota on time, I would try to be there. Obviously, I didn't make it back here on time, so I did not go to the meeting. Next thing I know, Monday morning, I see myself in the chat room, here I was heading it. I'm like, what is going on? I call him, here I was personally. I call him immediately when I saw myself in that chat room. I said, what is going on? He said, oh, I don't know what's going on. He looked at the people, the leadership in Minnesota at the time with Floyd George. They don't want him me. I don't know. They told me, you see, Hirawe, he's very easily persuasive. Very, very, very much that gentleman. He's very impulsive. Hirawe, anybody can tell Hirawe, let's do this. You say, can you hear him talk and do things? That's how he is. He'll say, oh, yes, let's da, 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 da. And then he will go through. He doesn't go any further. So I told him, I said, listen, you cannot do this. You have to act like the educated man you claim to be. You need to call Floyd so we can have a general meeting, include everybody in this Minnesota so we can talk about it. I said, hey, Rawe, you guys don't want to take us back to what we had 6 years ago, where it got personal and it got really ugly in this place. And people were getting personal, abusing, getting personal with people's family that have nothing to do with this. We don't want that in Minnesota. We have come a long way. In fact, some of us haven't even recovered from that confusion that we have in Minnesota here because some people got real personal with us. So what I need you to do, if you want me to go with you to Bear Floyd, so we can come together, include the rest of all that wasn't in that meeting that you guys had, so we can have another mass meeting so we can do what we have to do. So we'll do the right thing. Because at the end of the day, we are all family. Grandchildren belongs to all of us. He said, okay, Yvonne, I will do that. Up to now, I haven't heard from Hillary. He started putting meeting up. So the president for job called meeting. I went to the meeting, which was on Sunday. I mean Saturday. Sunday, Hillary group called meeting. Obviously, I went to the meeting because I wanted to hear both sides. I went to the meeting. The Constitution of Grand Guinea said, one of the constitutions said, you cannot interim president or whatever, or chairman, don't have entitled to elect board member, not even chapter member. But here I in our meeting electing national board member to send to the board. At this time, we're talking about, he doesn't even know anything that's going on. Everybody in the meeting directing him, telling him what to do. Everybody, the whole meeting was chaos. Kamati directing him. No, here you can't do that. You have to do that, and you do that, and you do that. It was just so I just got up and left because I mean, what's the point? Why are they rushing? Why is there, why am they, why is it, why they so hasty to do this? It's terrible. So we can be in confusion all the time. We live here. People don't live here. This is why I lost all respect for the administrator. I'm very, very surprised at it that Minnesota chapter is one of the most important chapters in Grand Gila County, GGAA in America. We all know
Your
that.
laws out. Iowa talking now. Your laws.
Okay, yeah, but we still have members.
Yeah, you got
So
member.
if we have problem, you sitting as a national president, you are not investigate. You are just say,
I
okay,
want to
right?
ask you, how the president was he informed? Flor wrote her because it's a process.
I'm coming to
There's
that.
an issue over there. You have to write the president. The president have to know. The president don't. If the president
Yeah.
don't go according or wherever, follow wherever, then you go to the board. That's a process.
Totally, it's true. It's true, Mr. Dobo. But at the same time, the president is in no position to accept the other people until you investigate. If Hillary call you or whoever calls you and say this is what's going on, I'm the chairperson now. You say, Hillary, listen, I hear you, but as a national president, I cannot side with you. I cannot recognize you now until I hear from the other side. That was her duty to do. But no, she recognized the right away. Why? Because it's in her interest. She's looking for vote.
Why you mean she looking? Why you linking either to this? Either in your state that either tell you to do what you did.
She's not in her state, but she's the national president, and she already accepted Hillary. Is that right, Prince?
But Bobby got to. What Flor had to complain to her?
With
the president and the people wrote letter to the national administration.
I'm coming to that.
If you got letter like Flor wrote, send a letter to me.
Floyd sent letter.
But what you're doing in your state, I don't want us to.
Listen,
if you get evidence, if you get evidence that the president did certain thing, then you produce the evidence. But we don't want to make. We don't yet want to make allegation here.
Listen, you gotta let me learn. I know this is your show.
But let us. My show, I got to control. We don't want to make allegation against people without.
Okay, yeah, but
so you send me a letter.
If you don't allow me to talk,
wrote the president.
If you don't allow me to talk, then where are we going? You think I just want to call me? You think I just want to call either name because I'm calling her name because I want to?
Flor is here. Can he send that letter? Let me read
they send letter already. They send a letter to. They send 2 copies of letter. They send one letter to the national board and one to the president. You know what the letter? You know what the national board came back to us and said? They said we didn't go through the proper channel. We should send letter to the president before they can get to us. Listen, when I went to that meeting that I told you about, I had on Sunday. You know what happened? Papi Kedia got on and said, Mr. President, I'm going to suggest something. Let already the president, the national president, and tell her to postpone the registration. Mind you, that registration was over since the 2nd of April. And I'm telling you, the next day, they get in, they go ahead, they postpone the registration. So when they all agree, then it work, but when they all agree, then it doesn't work. So for now, I will let the rest of the people talk, and I will come back on later. We just don't want any confusion in our state. We're going to stay with the foreign judge. We'll go for election. When we come back, then we can have an election for Minnesota. Thank you, Mr.
I would really appreciate Mr. President Flor is here. If they can just send a letter that is sent to Edith, to the national administration. But what the board told you, that's how things are done. You go to if you have a set up board there and you got issue, you go to that board. If the board can solve your problem, you go to the national administration. You don't jump on and go to the board. The board is like the Supreme Court. You got to go to the lower court before you go to the Supreme Court. So the board did the right thing. The board said go to the president. The president said listen, and the board said go to the president. If the president do something that you don't like, then you go to the board. That's how it's done. Man, it's Iowa. I mean, Philadelphia did it when they had the election. With Teddy Zion and Nia Udo. They jumped out, they went straight to the board. The board sent them back to the chapter. They could not handle it. They went to the national. Then they went to the board. You know what the board man that time. And then board went into the case. So they have steps. I think Milton Kine is on the board. He understands what I'm saying. But my show, I don't want us to just call people without evident facts. So Flor is here. If he send a letter to me, Flor send me text messages that they've been having meeting. That he sent citation off for meeting. I got it. I'll read it here. And we'll send it dates. I read it before. So if Flor can just send that letter that they send letter to the national president, then we read the letter up to everybody so they can see that it's a process and that the national administration knows that holding the poor feet to the fire. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So, Mr. President, you tell yourself, but I wanted to welcome you. I want to welcome Mr. Floyd. You're driving. So, I mean. The other guys can talk when you reach to your destination. Then you can, you want to talk, you can talk. But I'd like to welcome you. If you'd like to say one or two things, you can unmute yourself. You mute yourself. You can, okay, go ahead. Hello? We're not hearing you.
We can hear you, Mr. President.
You got earpiece on? If you got earpiece on it, but we're not hearing you. We're not hearing you.
You need to press your audio.
Yeah, you need to. You got to do something. We're not hearing you. Well, Mr. Elijah.
Said previously in my introductory statement that I said I am not here taking anybody's side. I am taking grandkids' side. And I am not here in the sense of division or anything, but I'm here to state the obvious facts. Now, all the unfolding events, I heard them in the air. The first text I got was on March 10 from Flody George that they were going to have a meeting, and that meeting was centered around, convention and other issues. I did not go to that meeting, but I have the transcript of the meeting because it was a teleconference. Now, the reason I am fully here is
you're right. Elijah, 1 minute. I will go. When my show started tonight, I said if you want to be here, be here. If you're going to comment and be disrespectful to me and to the show, I will delete you from here. Jessica, you are being warned. You are being warned. If you want to call in, if you want to be part of this, you talk to the people to put you on. You nobody going to use any insulting words here tonight, please. I'm monitoring it. This is a warning to you. If you don't want to be here, you get out. You got your own show. Nobody going on your show to insult you. So please, let's be respectful to each other here tonight, please. Go ahead, Elijah.
So, there's a very much, wrong interpretation of the Constitution that Mr. Dian Kamate has been referring to. Now, when I finish my statement, I'm going to post the Constitution so that everybody will have access to it. Now, under the Constitution, Article 3 establish what they call member of Grand Jury Association in Minnesota. Not every Grand Jury, just because you're a Grand Jury, you're a member. There's a member process. There are categories of members. 3, we got full membership, honorable membership, and associate membership. Those are the membership established. The second issue is, under the Constitution, the president of the association is the only executive that can preside over a meeting. Now, when I heard of things that Mr. Dian and other people went and they had an interim government, I placed a call to Mr. Dian. He and myself occasionally have phone calls and we talk about Grand Jury Association thing. And when I heard it, I called him, he explained it to me, and I told him nothing of that kind meets the Constitution. Because first of all, if you wanted to move Flody George had convened a lot of meetings where many of you who are claiming that you remove him attended the meeting. You never brought up the issue of removing the president to appoint interim government. You went to the meeting, left the meeting, and then went and called another meeting and did what you did. That was completely unconstitutional. Two, the membership, like I said, Mr. Kine was speaking on the issue of, due payment and paying. In Minnesota, you do not pay money to vote. You do not. The Constitution said you pay $5 per month. In the 12 months, it's $60. That's your membership fee. And that what qualifies you as a full member to participate in the electoral process. And because people are delinquent all the time to do that, so if a national election is coming, the administration requires you to pay your full membership money before you can go to the convention to vote, to be a member, that they will list you as a member of Minnesota chapter. That's the requirement. That's why the president brought all that. So people who don't understand it, I will send the constitution, I will put it online so you can understand it. The other issue is because of the kind of going around, people calling meeting and removing government and say, oh yeah, we are intern, is the exact reason that we, more than 10 years ago, LSD administration, I'm a member of that constitution committee. I'm the secretary. That particular provision, I will put it up and you read it. Because we know that people will go and people will claim that they're Nigerian. That's why we include that it has to be a member, identified member. So when you refer to majority, the majority you'll be referring to are those who are members of the Grand Union Association, who pay their dues. That's one aspect of it. So the claim that Mr. Diane is making is completely baseless. I don't think he read the Constitution. He didn't look at it at all, and I will post it for you to see it.
Well, is it legal for the president to spend more than 7 years?
It's not legal. But if you want to remove the president, you're removing in a meeting. You don't do it as I am. Because like Idepua today, I can gather more Granjida and say I gather 200 Granjida and say we're moving the national president. Is that a possibility? No. Mayor went over, or UAT went overtime during the COVID. We know that. Kamate Diane himself went over a time.
No, Kamati did not go. Kamati did not go over a time.
Oh, yeah, Kamate went over a time.
No, I the one who was the MC to Kamati farewell party after Kamati went to Katrina and they wanted to remove him after that. He ended 6 months.
Yeah, but Kamate went over a time a little bit before that. I can tell you that. I only tell Kamate. I was the Secretary General of the Auditing Committee. Timon Collins and myself wrote that document of the origin. Arthur Kana went over his time. Arthur Kana, we didn't just go behind Arthur Kana. As a matter of fact, other group of people went behind Arthur Kana to remove him. It didn't work. So when we were breaking the
Constitution, why are you talking these things so, my man? Who went behind Arthur to remove Arthur?
Oh yeah, I can tell you that. Actually,
no. Arthur, anytime he called for election commission, Washington Union had that election, right to Eddie's gay house, right? Booking Center. I went there. I was videotaping.
Listen,
stop that thing. Let's discuss what we're talking about here.
Okay, but I mean,
what you are saying, Uriah, Elijah, is not.
Let me get you the facts.
Though.
They are factual. Let me get you the facts. No. It was Jerry City and Free in Willowbrook. They attempted to move Arthur. They said they moved Arthur. It was published by Kiatama. I rebuked it. When Arthur found the election commissioner, I was a co-chair on a dusty. So that's a fact. We had a meeting in Margaret City's house.
Ronald Free and Jerry Split, they said they had a other grand there on our side.
No, you said they didn't do it. I'm making that.
But they didn't go move the man. They didn't move Arthur in a time.
Arthur at a time, yes, see that a time. That's what I'm telling you. But they didn't remove him. We didn't remove him.
Let us speak to the issue, but Arthur did not end his time.
No, but you know, I'm giving you facts.
But I told you part of the thing. I got videos. I can show videos. I told the whole thing. I used to go around and capture the whole thing in Minnesota.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that Arthur didn't go above his time because you captured it. No, you did. Commander Diane will confess to you. I will tell you. Arthur been there like for 3 years before he had election, before Alabama took over. I was the co-election chairman. I'm not lying to you. I'm telling you the facts.
On what election you are the co-election chairman?
The election that brought Alabama to power. It was Dusty after I appointed in Margaret City House.
No, that the second election you're talking about?
No, Arthur didn't go for 2 elections.
No, I'm talking about Alex Bamu, the second one, because the first one, it was Alex, it was me and Willie Papa and Jerry that conducted in Woodrow Park right there.
No, that's not true. That is not true.
I conducted the election, right, but then we don't discuss the issue that
we have. You go do your research, you'll come to me and tell me. We had a meeting in Margaret City's house. Commander Dia will confess to that. And Dusty will tell you that. Because
that was the second election.
Arthur didn't go for 2 terms.
I'm talking about Alex Bamu.
Yeah, but Arthur was leaving Epic. That's the first election. Arthur left Alex. Arthur left before Alex came to power. That's what I'm telling you. Go check it out and go read your facts. Yeah. When Arthur was leaving, Arthur appointed Dusty and myself. And anybody who watching the knows. They know about it. That's not a lie. In Margaret City, we had an election, and we had a meeting. When after I appointed Dusty and appointed me as a co-chair, as a matter of fact, when Tanya Union then left, they went and wrote the election thing, and I resigned under that. So if you, then maybe go look at your facts and look at it, and ask anybody to tell you that. Yeah. So that being said, all I want in the community is not people going around because they want to remove somebody and they have meeting on the side to say they remove somebody. The reason we have rules is because we don't want people doing these things. I mean, now there is an election coming, and you have to be a member of the chapter for the chapter to send your name. So if the way they just made it, if it works like that, then why wouldn't anybody just go to the convention and say, oh yeah, I pay my money to vote. I'm a member. So there are reasons why the laws were ranging. And everything they did here violated the process. And that's what I am concerned about. Now, if you want to remove Floyd George, you can force Mr. George to have a meeting, whether it's a teleconference, whether it's a meeting in person. You can force the president to you can vote for that thing to be part of the agenda. And when it happens in the meeting, then it's legitimate according to the Constitution. But to move beyond somebody because you don't like what he said, you participated in the meeting, that you already accept your collected money, and then you go behind have meeting on the side to remove the person, that's not how it works. So I will put a Constitution there, you can go through it, and that's one of the processes that I challenge. That being said, I think there is a way that we can fix it in Minnesota. Instead of all the time we're dividing, this is the interim chairman, and the board recognized it, and the national recognized it, and all these things. All what I have tried to do in the process, Mr. Tony called me, and he and myself had a conversation. I told him, brother, I will support you any day for you to be president. But the way the process was conducted is unconstitutional. That is that's how I see it. They called a meeting on Sunday. I went to the meeting. When I expressed that, Kamate King said he was a constitutional expert, and everything he said was completely wrong. I didn't have the time to speak about it when I wanted to talk. In fact, in the meeting, some people stopping me to talk. I shouldn't say anything. But I am not here to say, oh yeah, we pushing around, we fighting. I'm George Floyd's side. The other person is this side. No, this is not going to help us. It's going to devour more. And if we're really sincere about doing things in Minnesota, then let's follow the process for it to work. That's what I'm here to argue. But everything that is done in a meeting outside of the president is very much unconstitutional. And as soon as I'm done talking, I will post the Constitution online so that those who can read will be able to look at it. Thank you.
Okay.
I'll take any question.
President Floyd or George, welcome. Unmute yourself. You muted yourself. You unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. Then you muted yourself, President. Okay, good. You mute again. You got to unmute yourself, Mr. George. Please unmute yourself. How you on the internet giving problem in Minnesota? So?
Because I think they're using their phone.
Yeah, so my question here, all of y'all with Floyd, who behind George, have you at any point, because George got elected?
I don't want you to say behind George because you're trying to put it in a conflict issue. I don't like that characterizations, and I told you already. My point
is, you say the process of removing the man is illegal, so that's what I said. You're backing him because you say the process was illegal. Are you not defending the process by removing was illegal?
The process. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so what I say. Yeah, there are two sides when you go. There are two sides in Minnesota, whether you like it or not. There are two sides. They ain't got no side. Say we're going to stay by the Constitution. The other side say they remove the man was illegal. The other side say we did it, man. We move him because he spent this year and this and that. So I
Do
wanted
your
to,
side story,
I wanted to ask you now. You did the Constitution. You served as a committee man on the Constitution. Were you? Is there any record? Because Florida got elected 2018. From 2018, 2019, 2020, he the one that oversaw the election that brought Mr. Yubote to power in 2019. 2020, his term expired, but we say COVID. So from 2021 to 2022, like another 2 years. COVID, by 22, 23, COVID were out. 23. Are there any time that board chairman, Mr. Kine, the question go to you. You are the board chairman. You represent the chapter. At any time, Mr. Kine, that you told the president, say, Mr. President, you have overstayed and it's a need for to have an election. I say, Yvonne, let me mute you. Let me mute you. You want to speak down or mute you. You had an echo coming from you. Hello? Mr. Kine?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Yeah, I asked you a question.
Yeah,
At any time,
give me a hard time. What did you say?
At any time when Floyd got elected 2018.
Yeah.
2019, 2020, George first term expired. We have COVID. 2021, 2022. That's 2 terms. Constitutionally, he can't go above that. Jane, you both try to do it. The people stop Jane. That's why a picture went out on the ballot in Iowa. Yeah. 2023, 2024, 2025 now. At any time that you, as the chairman of the board, that represent your chapter on the national, say, Mr. President, you have overstayed and there's a need and there's a time for us to have election.
Yeah. But the thing is, Prince, that's what we're talking about. The membership cannot come to meeting without taking decision. You have to be informed, and then we must have a quorum. So if they are brought to
so you want to tell me for 2023 and 2024 there was no quorum? 2023, 2024 there was no quorum.
We've been having meeting and we don't have quorum. We've been calling meeting, we don't have quorum. We have citation to all of these things. So we're just sitting like no chapter.
So don't you think after calling all these meetings 2 years that the people don't want you no more? Is that not the sign?
I mean, it is their right. They have to come to meeting. Look, I mean, you are overdue. We have to have election.
But I ask you as a chairman, Mr. President, you know, you're the chairman now. You're the board chairman for your state.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. It is their right to that.
Have you asked you as a chairman of the board? Have you asked the president, Mr. President?
So
you always say that we need a
I
meeting.
should remove the man.
Asking you if you have written the man. There's any document to show that you wrote him that he should have election. He should appoint election commission. I don't say go remove him.
This thing was discussed
after the COVID,
you have election.
Eh?
So when we call meeting 1 or 2 times, they don't come. He said, "What? He never go." But we call meeting so that we can discuss and appoint election commission. If you don't have a quorum, how do you discuss this thing?
I say you chairman, you board member, you wrote the president. I don't say
what I'm saying.
Did you write him to call election?
Over that.
Did you call him to have election, to appoint election commission? Have you wrote him?
And then he told you. Election, Prince. We discussed about re-election, but if you want to attend.
Okay, Mr. President, can you say something so I can see if your audio is okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Are you hearing me?
The audio is fine. Thank you and welcome to the double show here. Even though it was not but you came in, so we had to bring you on here, Mr. President, so we can hear your side of the story. There was a meeting on the 30th of March in your state, in Iowa. I mean Minnesota. I say Iowa because I just met you in Iowa. There was a meeting on the 30th. Were you aware of that meeting?
No, sir.
There was no information, no phone call, nothing you heard from anybody or any citation to you that there was a meeting called by the concerned citizen or how you call it, ex-leaders in your state?
No. Prince, one thing I want to state here tonight, and I want to correct. There is no organization that is part of Grand Jury Association Minnesota chapter that called itself ex leader or concerned leaders. Uh, there was no citation written to me. There was no phone call communication to me regarding any meeting. So no.
But did you at any time had meeting with Ellis Gay, Dusty Kine, and other people on the meeting about appointing an election commission?
Uh, they were having a phone conversation with the board chairman here tonight, and I
Yeah.
was invited to that meeting. And the only thing we discussed it was to meet at Mr. Kine residence for us to find a solution to our problems here in Minnesota. So no, we never had a conversation. I can remember vividly that we had a meeting at the OLM office. Prior to that meetings, we have called 4 different meetings at the OLM office and nobody attended. So we couldn't, meet the quorum. And we never had discussion. But that day, luckily for us, I think we were about 15 or 20 in that meeting. And that matter came up. Amate Dian
So you
and
had a
Mr.
meeting with
Todi
20 people in the quorum. What's the number of quorum in your state?
is 10.
10. So you
It's
had
10,
20.
but
So you had quorum.
Yeah.
yeah, we have quorum. So, we've been calling meetings and we would not, reach quorum. And I think you asked Mr. The chairman of the board a question. If you call a meeting and people not attending, does it signal that you have to leave? Look, Mr. Double, you live here in Minnesota and you know the culture of this place. People do not attend meetings until it's time for election or convention.
Mhm.
It has been the culture over and over. And you know, when I hear these things, that people not coming to meetings so they want you to go, it's something, I don't know how to call it,
Well,
but
don't you think the
no.
people think you overstay, Mr.
It's
George?
not a point.
It's not the
No, let the
point,
man
Mr.
speak.
Dober.
Don't,
Mr. Dober.
don't interrupt. We don't interrupt,
Yeah,
please.
yeah.
You are
Mr. Dober,
speaking.
it's not
Nobody
the point.
interrupt. Don't interrupt. My question to you here, you got elected
Okay.
2018,
Yes.
2019,
Yeah.
2020, 2021, 2022, 2023. You should have called
Hmm.
an election in 2023 or
Okay.
2024.
All right. Mr. Dober, thank you for that question. And I will always emphasize on people that pay their registration fee to those elections. That was called Mr. Jennington Gateway, uh, Mr. Milton Kine, that is on this line, Miss Mona Bay Cooper. You know, when my term was approaching to expire in uh in 2020, we it was in my basement that we called our meeting. And Mr. Gageway, woke up, sent his letter of intent and everything, and he paid his $100. It was the first time that I attempted to call for elections. And guess what? Nobody returned. So, I used a parable today when I was going on my life. You cannot call people to come and eat on the table when the table is empty. Or you cannot talk to the empty chairs and say, empty chairs, come and eat. The chairs are not the one eating the food. It's the people. So if the people do not come to meeting and we discuss these things, how are you expecting me to call for election? Am I calling election with team ed or people that nobody
Mr.
present?
President, you just said there
No.
was a meeting that was called at the OLM office. You guys were 20 people in that meeting.
Yeah.
Why
Mhm.
didn't you appoint an election commission at that time?
Because the people, the members of that meeting, refuse. Look, Prince, I'm
You
a
went there
different
with an
kind of.
agenda and then the people refuse and remove it off the agenda?
Yes, the people refuse. Mr. Dober. Let me elaborate on this, if you can give me the chance. We
Mhm.
went to that meeting, and Mr. Dian and Mr. Todi requested for for it to be brought on the agenda and was voted upon and was removed. The people at that time in that meeting requested a liaison to the community to reconcile this community because they felt that the community had been driven apart. So, do you know who was appointed? You have that letter in your hands. I forward that letter to you, Mr. Dober. I forward that letter to you. Mr. Branjai was appointed to
Which
go
year was
into
that?
the
Which year was that?
it was 2024. It
So
was
the
2024.
meeting with the 20 people, which year and which month was that?
It was around July, if I'm not mistaken,
Last
of
year?
2024. I
Mm-hmm.
think, yeah,
Yeah.
you got that letter. I sent it to you, Mr. Dover. So go check your mails that you always get from me.
So you called a meeting of last year, July, and you had a quorum, and
Yes.
and then there was something on the agenda to appoint an election commission, and the people say no, and you all removed it from the agenda.
Yes, because the people said,
Then what was the
one of
reason
the
they gave
point,
you?
the reason they gave me, they said, look, Mr. President, how can we call for election if our community is not together and people not attending meetings? We cannot have an election in a divided state. We need to put our people together. And even in that meeting, if I can remember, Manan Jabba proposed of us having like a picnic and printing out t-shirts and wearing it and bring awareness to the people. Then they told me, they said, look, after we come back together, then we can head to elections. And I said, okay, we need the people to be together. Election, if one side is not certified or the other side is not certified, it will continue. My uh, uh, idea of leadership is bringing people together. Even if I'm leaving, I want for these people to be together and the community should be at ease. Look, let me tell you, Mr. Dover, my uh, I proposed in 2020 that I was never going to repeat or never going to participate in re-elections. I told them, look, gentlemen, I'm tired. Y'all come to meeting. Let us find a new leader. But I cannot do it on my own. I cannot appoint an election commissioner that will be sitting there, dumb it, or maybe five people come. I appoint an election commissioner, and hey, guess what? What do we get? Nobody attend. The same thing we did with the board election, the same thing that I tried to do with the general elections. So that is the reason why. Look, Mr. Dover, I'm not power greed.
Yeah,
I
because
don't want to,
I'm kind of concerned, Mr. President. At a certain
yeah,
point in time, you said that you were tired with this thing, that you don't want to be the
yes,
president. At a certain point, I can remember
yes,
you. I can remember you. I can remember you. Talking to you and say, "Well, I'm tired with the people thing." Then the people come and take that thing.
yes.
Now that the people took that thing, and why now? Why you hungry? Why you? Why
Because
now? Now,
because Mr. Dover, the process was not done right. The process wasn't done right. If the process was done rightfully, I would exit this seat. I don't need it. Okay? I don't need it. And I've been saying it over and over. Come to meeting.
so
Let us
Mr.
form.
President,
Yes, sir.
there was a meeting that was heard. I got the video conducted by I think Kamati Dian, one of the former presidents in your state, your predecessor. In that meeting, they voted Tory, and the letter went to the president. You got that information, I'm assuming, because according to our sister here, Vlay, that you wrote the national president. Did you at
Uh,
any point send a letter to the national president and say, look, there's six things happening in my state, I don't understand it? And did you complain to the national president?
Mr. Dover, compromise.
Yeah?
Uh, if a person is compromised, you
What do
don't
you mean?
want to deal that. You don't want to deal directly with them. Either poor administration have been compromised. They are part of this thing that is going on. Let me reiterate. It came a time Either poor called me and she asked me that the member should pay $10 to go to the convention. Then I asked her this question, Madam President, uh, when these people pay $10, the $10 is their membership fee. Who gonna pay the sitting fee? Do you know the answer she gave me? Go into the organization conference and take money from there. When you come back, then you can look for it. The second thing, I got a copy of a letter that Ile was congratulating the so-called interim president, because I'm not going to give them credence.
Yeah,
She
my problem
congratulated
here,
him.
Mr. President. There's a
Yes,
process. There's this process. The process says you go to your board.
Uh-huh.
I'm a part of that particular chapter. I came in, and 2-3 years later, that chapter kind of formed right in front of us.
Yeah.
So I know it used to be Minnesota,
Mhm.
Iowa,
Yes.
Minnesota. Then North Dakota came, we gave birth to North Dakota. My thing here is that there was a process at a certain point, at a certain time in that chapter, where election was supposed to take place between Dean and William and Toa, and there was a process. You don't rush to the bowl. You go to this and you go to this. Did you at any point send a letter to the national president? This is the process, whether she's
Yeah.
compromised or not. You have to
No,
send the
look,
letter
Mr.
to.
Double.
Listen now,
Mr.
if you
Double.
send a letter to the president, if she does not
Mr.
respond
Double.
to your letter or even take it serious, then you go to the board. That's the channel.
Okay,
Did
Mr.
you at any
Double.
point send
Mr.
letter to
Double.
the national president?
Yes, she was CC. I CC copied
You
her.
ceasing copy the president?
Yes, because I felt that her deliberation was not going to be just. I felt that her deliberation,
But then
because
Mr. Flaw, can I come to you
Mr.
that you did not follow the process?
Mr. Double, will you allow me to end?
Yeah, I
You
allow you,
asked me
but
a
I'm
question.
kind of confused though. I'm
No,
confused.
you cannot be confused. Because if a person is compromised, you don't want to deal with them. You deal with the second person in command, and which is the board. The board is the overseer of this organization. The board is the overseer even of the administration. But when administration come out and congratulate or illegal group of people and say congratulations for your ascending to leadership, then I have problem with you. I don't want to deal with you directly. I will go to your supervisors and talk to your look. It happened in the job place. When you're working with somebody, you got your supervisor and you got your team lead. The team lead is the one that run the day-to-day activities on the floor. But then they got an older person, they got a bigger person on top, which is the supervisor. That's the role the boss plays. If the
You're
administration
talking
brought
about
me,
different thing here. We're talking about
no,
a
no, no,
constitution
it's
that
part
governs
of
the
it.
organization.
I'm giving you
No,
a logic here to
you're giving me
understand,
logic,
Mr.
but it's outside of the Grand Jury
No, it is
Constitution.
not. It's the same thing we're talking about. That's the role
No,
of a
Flo, you are
leadership.
wrong.
No, I'm not wrong, Mr.
I thought
Doba.
you wrote
I'm
the
not wrong.
president.
If the
Consti-
president
consti-
wrote me a letter congratulating, I got copy of that letter. Okay?
who? She
The
wrote you?
president, her
She wrote you?
administration, yes, I can forward it to you. She wrote me a letter congratulating Bobby Tooley as the interim president. Do you want me to deal with her consistently? She have been
No, then you
compromised.
follow the process.
No, no.
You
I will
follow the
not follow the
process.
process, but
You
rather
write
go
the
to a
president
supervisor.
and you tell the
And the
president,
supervisor have
you
handled
tell
it.
Mr. Flaw, you write the president, you tell the president she's in error, and then you write her, give her time. If she don't respond, then let her go to the board because the board will
Look,
ask you. The
Mr.
board,
Doba,
okay, so when you send a letter to the board, what did the board say?
the board told me that's where you want me to come in. And Mr. Doba, when you ask me a question, let the person learn. That's why I don't like coming on these kind of shows because
We're having a conversation. You know,
yeah, we're
you
having a
learn. I
conversation,
can't
but
let
you
you to
allow
talk
me
for
to
5,
learn.
7, 8 minutes. You've been speaking.
I'm
You've been
giving the
speaking. I have
logic.
to.
I'm
ask you
giving the
questions.
logic that
If
I
you don't
run
want me
the
to ask you questions,
organization.
then what's the point of the show?
No. You asking me a question, but let me learn. Then
Yeah,
you ask the
ask
next
me a question.
question.
That's the
That's how it
conversation we're
works.
having. That's
I
the
understand,
conversation we're
Mr.
having.
Mr. Doba. Look,
If I
Mr.
ask
Doba,
you a
I do
question
run
and
the
then you
organization.
jump the question, you go so my
No,
job is to
I'm
bring
not
you back
jumping
to
no
the
question.
question.
I'm answering your
Yeah.
question here. When you run the organization, as a leader of an organization, you investigate. You don't draw a conclusion. Because when you draw a conclusion, it will impact the other side. And that's exactly what this administration did to me. They wrote me a letter recognizing, acknowledging the so-called or interim leadership. Do you want me to deal with her? No, she has already been compromised.
So when
So
you wrote the
where my
board,
next
what did the board tell you?
the board told me to go to follow the step, which I agreed. You asked me the question whether I addressed a letter to her. And I told you I CC copied her because she had been compromised. I got a letter from her vice president. He part of that administration because he's acting as the secretary, and the secretary is not here. I got hold of that letter that he sent me. If you want me to forward it to you, I will forward it
So
to you.
who or Mr. Kala wrote to you and said follow the step?
The secretary of the board wrote me, and we're going to go by the step.
Anthony Derrick.
Yeah, Anthony Derrick wrote me back, and he told me, Mr. President, you didn't follow the step, but we forward this letter to the administration. So we
Okay.
are waiting. We are waiting to hear from her. I can send you Mr. Carter, Mr. Derek,
I want to call the president
email.
and ask the president if she ever receive a letter from the board or from even you. Because that's a step that I told you about, Mr. Floyd.
Yes,
Don't
and
get
I
me wrong.
understand that.
I
But she was
bet
compromised.
people who watching the show who are ignorant to these things, we have to explain it to them. There is a step procedure. I can offend you, but I must tell you there I go. Because the board,
No. You're
the
not
board did
offending
not
me,
know.
sir.
The board did not know. Listen, the board did not know that you wrote Edith. So in your letter, when you're telling them that the woman, the president is doing this, then the board, that's why you see that board. I ask you, the board said go back and follow this thing. Because what? PA did it. Pennsylvania did it. The letter went straight to the board. The board said follow this step. Then it was near Europe. He went through the thing, and then letter came to Bull Unit, and then Bull Unit then got involved after the administration could not handle it. So that's how the process is. It's in the Constitution. It's there. That's the law. I want to ask you, and I ask you, you say you went to the board. The board will send you back. Metrocan is a veteran on the board. The Metrocan, Bull Unit, and they're veteran on the board. You know that.
And I understand that, Mr. Dover. I understand that. I'm not disputing that. But when the person is compromised, you don't want to deal with that person.
Yeah, then you explain it to the board that this is a compromise issue here. Then that's why we're coming straight to you, and we want to but the board, my point, the board will not know.
Yes, that's true.
The board will not
Mr.
know.
Dover, I just received that letter from Mr. Derek this morning, and we are working on the letter to explain to the board why we went directly to them.
Okay,
because
you see that? You see that?
Yeah.
Because the board didn't know that the board don't know that you said she compromised. The board don't know.
And
the board don't know.
I will attach the copy of that letter that I received.
Let me ask the president. She's on the Madam President. Madam President.
Yeah.
You are live on the Prince Double Show.
I'm live on the Prince Double Show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you are live on the Prince Double Show. I got President Flody, George. I got Mr. Milton Kine, board member Milton Kine. I got Elijah Sampson. I got Yvonne Vlay. I got Muna Bay Cooper on the live show with me, and everybody listening to you. And then your name popped out in the administration. We just got a few questions. I don't know if you're okay to answer this question.
Please go ahead.
Okay. So those who are listening, the president says she's okay to speak to us. So, Madam President, I want to ask you this issue that is coming out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Are you aware of this issue?
So, Mr. Dover, I know you say I'm live on the Prince Double
you are live.
Show.
You are live.
I just want to get clarity before I can proceed with any answer. Was my name brought up into anything?
Yeah, your name was brought up by it was Madam Vlay, Yvonne Vlay, who said the thing that is going on in Minneapolis, Minnesota. A letter from Florida was sent to you. So we want to verify if you received any letter through CC or direct. If you received a letter, have you responded to Mr. Floyd?
And but thank you, Mr. Judge. I know I can pretty much tell you that there was no. Before I can even answer, we need to be very clear with our people because we are this community. We are playing with people's lives, and let me come in to let you know exactly. There was no letter from this administration and from President Floyd George administration to the that came to our administration to complain of anything. Up to this day, of this time we are on this line, President Floyd George he never called, never written a line. I want that to be clear. So if Madam Vlay said that happened, she probably was misled. And I'm glad now I'm providing her with that information.
So you have never received any letter from the administration of President Floyd George?
No.
Complaining the situation in Minnesota.
For us to intervene. You have never brought anything to our attention to say, look, you know what, we want you to intervene. And the chain of authority must be followed. I have nothing, and the administration has nothing personal. The fact remains that this junior interest must be paramount to anything. And that's what our focus lies, when it comes to GGAA.
But Mr. Floor said he received a letter from the bowl.
Let me give you
He
a
wrote the
breakdown.
bowl. 1 minute now, he wrote the bowl, and the bowl transferring sent him to you, and he got a letter from the bowl secretary, Mr. Anthony Derrick, telling him that the letter he sent, Floor sent, is not sent to you. You never received any letter from the bowl?
We received a letter from the board, and we did receive a letter from the board on the 5th of April.
Okay.
The remover of President George, I call him president because once a president will always be, and that's out of respect to him. But we do have an interim president at this point until Penny, while the investigation continues and until we get to that conclusion, because the chapter must have a leadership. So with that, I just want to make sure I clarify those 2 points. At this point in time, we have an interim leadership in Minnesota that this administration is working with.
Do you recognize that administration, that interim body?
Until the investigation is over, Minnesota has a leadership that is headed by, the interim president, Bobby Tolley. So I just want to make sure that is clear.
So now, did you receive a letter from the board, from Floor, letter forwarded to you? Have you responded to the board and said we received it? We acknowledge receipt of this letter and we'll contact Mr. Floor?
We acknowledge receipt, and we.
And then when are you going to respond to Mr. Floyd, Mr. George, excuse me?
The administration, we had a meeting today, and we will get to him and get back to him to be able to follow the full step of the investigation. But I just want the team to understand here, administration does not just create vacuum because investigation is going on. And let me give you an example. Like in the case of President Bush and Al Gore, when they announced Bush president, Bush was still president, while Al Gore investigation was going, and while they had the investigation, and when they were paying attention to the investigation, trying to make sure everything was done. But they had a leader. So as it is, that I nothing personal.
But they never, Madam President, I was here, I watched that thing, I followed it. It was Clinton that was leaving for Gordon to come in. So there were Clinton that were taking, Bush was not president when they were investigating and doing the recount.
But after they gave him the result was never overturned, and Bush he was recognized. They didn't say, because they carry on the investigation. So of course the result was overturned. That's the case I'm trying to make.
Okay.
He was announced,
all right,
and they maintained that process until the investigation.
But now you have received that letter, and you will take time. The administration, you're gonna get to Floor, Josh, and you're gonna do the appropriate thing.
I got it, but let me, if you can, please, I beg you to be able to clarify a few things before I exit this line.
Go ahead, Madam President.
On the 30th, the people of Minnesota had a meeting, and they removed President Floyd George. He was aware. On this line, he told you, say he was not aware of this meeting.
Are you watching the show, Madam President?
No, I'm not. I'm talking to you. So,
but how do you know that? How do you know he said you or not?
No, right now I'm not. What I'm trying to tell you.
Oh, you're not watching it now, but you watched it before.
Mr. George and Floyd George said previously that he was. I said when I talked to him before this meeting, right? Prior to this meeting, I called him, and I just want to make sure prior to his removal.
Okay.
I called him. That meeting that was held in Minnesota, he was the one, according to our conversation via telephone, he was the one to schedule that meeting. And he said, if he said I took a side, as a leader, everyone will have problem. Even the other side feels that I'm taking a side along with President George. Like he's thinking I'm taking a side with President Bobby Tolley. All right? So I called him. In fact, one of the states that I ever visited, during our administration ever visited, was the Minnesota chapter, because he said he's struggling with people with people attending his meetings. And I went. He himself sent out a citation. I said I would come. His administration put out a citation. I went into Minnesota only to find out they said, they were not. His executive plus him did not attend the meeting after he sent out citation that I was supposed to be at their meeting to find out that, hey, I went for Putu People program on Saturday. So, and that his interpretation was, I did not solely go for Minnesota, even though his meeting was scheduled for Sunday. Minnesota was not paying my way. Putu Affordable program was on Saturday. Minnesota meeting was on Sunday. He felt he did not come to that meeting. Mr. Elijah Sampson was at that meeting, and Mr. Milton Khan attended that meeting. That meeting was well attended. I got into Minnesota before I started placing phone calls.
Which this go on Sunday?
No, last year.
Oh, last year.
So I'm sorry. He said I took a side. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm compromised. No, I'm not compromised. So we had a meeting. A committee was set up, and we helped because, in fact, when things happen in his chapter, I called him. I said, "Oh, Persos, this thing is happening." Even when Mr. Zia passed, I said, "There's a major death in your place. Please act." And he still complained about. He said, "I'm a president. I don't want to be president. These people just need to come in turn. I need to. I don't want to." He always said he did not want to be president. Mr. President, please make sure you call for a meeting. But fast forward, recent time, before he got to Iowa, that he said he was in Iowa when he was, when people removed him. I called him. He said, and I said, Mr. President, the people are concerned about this $120. This $120. Is there a way that you can get with your members and see? He said, "Oh, we already decided." I said, "You and who made that we already decide?" He's executive. I said, "Mr. President, if you had executive versus your membership and your members are like, concerned about a lot of stuff, you need to meet with your members, have a meeting, take charge, and listen to them and see what's going on." And that's going to be one of the things that you're going to be able to take charge, and they're going to be that you that leader who would listen to them. But when you say because this happened and it must be, trust me, you will struggle with your members coming to meeting. He said, "Oh, we had a decent conversation." I advised him. He said, "Oh, I will call when we exit this line. I will call my secretary so we can have a meeting."
Okay.
I said, "Bring it to that now." And one thing I want to clarify.
Well, the president phone cut off. But there was the president name mentioned. If you don't know how we run these shows, once you mention the person name and we get the person number, we call the person and ask the person and the president explain. So now, Mr. Flaw, Mr. George, excuse me, I keep calling him Mr. Flaw, your first name. Mr.
Yes, sir.
The president say you didn't, but you CC copy the president. Why would you CC copy the president?
And previously I told you, Mr. Double, that the president is compromised, and
But what else you compromise? You have to follow the
but
procedure.
you asked me a
Oh
question. Let
my
me
God,
answer you now,
Prince.
brother.
You have to follow the procedure,
Yeah,
brother.
man.
I understand. Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
But the president just came here online and admitted to you
Yeah.
that she recognized an illegal process that was taken. She going about saying, I knew about this whole meeting that happened. That was false. A complete false. The president came here, I can remember vividly, last year to attend the Putu Epolebo event. A day prior to her arrival, she called me. "Prince, I only work Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 3 days a week." Okay? Saturday, Sunday, Monday. When she came to time, and I was, approached by Mr. Todi, the same Todi, to encourage my secretary to send out a meeting. Meaning, I'm the one that have most of the database. So anytime my secretary read a citation, he would send it to me, then I would send it out. Okay? And in that citation, I've invited them. If Bobby can be frank and be truthful, he and I we argue bitterly. And I told you I was not going to send any citation up regarding Edith presence in Minnesota because I was not informed ahead of time. But he begged me. And I said, okay, you know what? I want people to attend that meeting. I will send it out. And If you look at the timing, it was a day prior to that meeting when I sent out that citation. All right. So the reason why I said this president was compromised and I never wanted to do business with her, you just heard it. She recognized an illegal group. Where in the world the Constitution of Nigeria that speculate that only president can call for a meeting? She got a constitution. She should go over it. It's not the member, it's not ex-leaders or anybody, but the president. I never received any kind of a complaint, a formal complaint in writing to my office. Nobody approached me regarding any kind of a meeting of this nature that she's claiming that I knew of. No, sir, I never knew about it. And either just exposed herself to the nation. She just exposed herself to the Grenadian community. So my question to you, Grenadian people, is this the kind of a leader that you want to lead you forward? That would make premature decisions, recognizing an illegal group for the sake of votes? So that's where I came from, and I said she had been compromised. Either have been compromised from the beginning until now. I got a CC copy of the letter that I sent to the board. I CC copy her administration. Look, Prince, I'm not dumb enough. I went to school. I'm not dumb. I CC copy the woman, and I got copy of that
But you don't
that
have to
copy.
CC copy the woman. That's what I'm saying to you.
I know you're right,
You
but when
have to
she
write her and
compromised,
write the president and put her on record. I wrote you.
brother, when the woman is
Yes.
compromised, I don't want to deal with her. And she
But
proved it to
then
to the entire
then you're
nation
not following the
tonight
law.
that she is compromised, that she's making premature decisions on behalf of the Nigerian people just to
But
achieve
Mr.
votes.
President, you see what happened. You send your letter to the board send you to the president. So let her wait for the president to communicate with you and look into
I'm
the
not
case. Now, when the
I'm
president don't
not
look
in
in
a
the case,
rush.
the president ain't looking into the case, you go right back to the board and say the president don't look into my case,
And
and then
I'm not in a rush. I'm giving her that opportunity.
and then the board
I'm
will pick
giving
it
her
up.
that opportunity,
That's
Prince, to
exactly what
make
happened with the Philadelphia chapter. They sent them
yes.
to the president. They went there and they came back, and then the president would not and listen to the complaint. They went to the board and said, "We sent this letter." They done, and then the board took the case.
Yes.
But you have to
Mr.
put the
Double.
person. You have to put the person on record. That's all. That's all my
Yeah,
point. That's
yeah.
my point. I
Okay,
think
yes,
you
Mr.
understand that.
Double. And I'm not disputing that. But at the same token, this woman just expressed her her connection with this illegal group of people that call themselves former leaders,
Mm-hmm.
that there was no signatory to nothing, because after everything have occurred, somebody told me to go look on Facebook, there was no signatory. And she accepted the illegal names that were submitted to her office and congratulated them. And she just told you, she
But
acknowledged them
you don't think,
pending investigation.
Mr. President,
What gave
you
them
don't
the
think. You don't think after that investigation, when they go and find out the president, you come with your case and they found out that the people did this thing illegally, the president revert the decision and take the people. The president letter they sent to the boy,
that's why
not
you
written
do
in the
not
Bible.
make decisions prematurely as a leader. You do not make decisions prematurely. And that's what she did. Madam Idepo has proven to these people and to the world that she is incapable of leading this great organization that is too large for her. When you have a conflict as a mother, you go in there and you find a resolution. Okay? Conflict resolution 101, where it tells you you find a means to solve the problem. You do not take side. These illegal people of Minnesota that did not pay their dues, that do not come to meeting, examined and wrote her, and she accepted. That's a compromise. She had this on her mind long time ago. She and her administration. It just proves to the Liberia, the Grenadian people, that it is unfit to lead us. Because when you're making those kind of a decision that
You
can
don't
be
think you're using some
detrimental.
harsh word. You don't think you're using harsh words on the president tonight? that you want to look at
No,
your
I'm
case?
not using no harsh words. I'm
It's
not using no
unfit.
harsh words. I'm
It's
telling you,
compromise.
straight
These
that
are
I'm
harsh
looking in
words.
this camera that she is unfit to lead this union
And you want to
because
look
of
and
a
you want to look
premature decision-making process.
and you want to look in your case?
Hey, that's why we got a bull. If she doesn't look in it, the bull will answer. All right. When the woman can come on national media and tell you, Mr. Double, and myself, that she recognized the illegal group. So what else you want me to say to her? It just tells me that it just tells me that she's incapable of leading this union because you don't make those premature decisions as a leader. If not,
I don't think we need to be attacking
Mr.
the
Double,
president. I
let
don't
me
think
make
we
my
need to be
last point
attacking the
here.
president.
No, I'm not attacking her. If
Yeah,
not, Mr. Double, I will make a lot of premature decisions in
the
Minnesota.
president came, the president explained the issue, follow the process, and then move on. I don't think anything that. But will you accept if you go to the board make decision, will you accept the board's decision?
The board know for the word that we have constitution that govern this body. And the
Asking you, I
constitution
know the board will
stipulates
investigate after the investigation and they made decision. Will you accept it?
if the board make a decision, whatever decision the board comes with, it's up to the Minnesotan people that pay that due for group of illegal people.
Asking you as a president, will you
I
accept
am
it? They're
their
not coming.
representative, but
They're not all supposed.
I do not make the decision unilaterally. I make a bilateral decisions. And the people, the legal people of this chapter that pay their money, it's up to them to allow some illegal group that refuse to pay that due, refuse to attend meetings, refuse
So
to
when
participate, to lead them.
the group that you're leading, when they go and then they say we accept the decision, will you accept it too?
I will accept it. It's up to them. I got no problem with that, Mr. Dover. But the president has proven to the entire world that she is incapable of leading this organization. That she do not have the expertise to lead this organization because her decision is based on sentiment.
Elijah, you wanted to speak, Mr. Khan, Madam Vlay, Madam Cooper, you can come in.
Oh,
I think
I,
Madam
I,
Cooper should speak.
Yeah, let
I,
And then
Madam
after
Cooper
that, I'll
speak.
come on.
you know that I'm on the show here tonight.
Yeah, speak.
Speak. Oh my goodness. Where do we start? Okay. Good evening, fellow Grandians. Prince, I was on your show maybe 2, 3 days ago, and I'm going to repeat what I said, and that's my message.
1 minute. Let me mute somebody. There's a noise coming from. All right, go ahead, Madam Cooper.
Yeah, like I said, thank you for recognizing me. Thank you for having us. I came on your show 2, 3 days ago, and my message here tonight is I don't want us to go back to where we came from. Maybe I'm not saying it enough, but I will continue to preach it over and over. Where we came from 8 years ago, it was a nasty place, Prince.
Yeah.
Those of y'all that follow the chapter, it was really, really bad. Let me put it in joking form. Some boyfriend and girlfriend, they even broke up over that issue. No, just kidding. But on a serious note, and this is what happened in a chapter when I'm speaking for myself tonight. This meeting that occurred on Sunday when we're all in Iowa, I was not aware of it. Truth to God, I was not aware of it. And I saw a lot of the people that were in the meeting on Saturday and Sunday. Nobody said, "Oh, Mona, there's a meeting that is going to take place on Sunday." Bobby had called me, I think Tuesday, and I called him back Saturday. He said, "I called you a long time ago. You just calling me back." So I said, "What's up?" He explained, Floyd Joyce has overstayed, and we told him to call for election commissioner, and the people are just not happy about the 120. So I said, "But Bobby," he said, "Yeah." I said, "It's already too late. Why are you calling me now? You should have called me then before the meeting took place." "Oh, I didn't have your number." "Yeah, but you are calling me on Messenger. You could have used that same media to reach me then. What's the way forward, Bobby?" And I gave him advice. I said, "Bobby, we have to be mindful And we have to be very, very careful. We don't want to go back to where we came from, Bobby.
Right.
We don't want to go back. Anybody can go on your comments and troll me all they want to troll me tonight. That's okay. It's their opinion. That's not why I'm here. I'm only here to send a message to my fellow Grenadians in Minnesota. We don't want to go back to where we came from because it was a hell. It was a hell of a situation. To the point, a member of ours died then within that time, and we were still separated. Even at the funeral, we were separated. It was not a pretty scene to participate in because back then both groups were flexing muscles, but we have learned. But I can see now we really didn't learn enough from the past. We really did not learn enough from the past.
Nothing.
No, like you told me the last time, Grand Jury Association does not pay anybody bills correctly. Grand Jury Association really doesn't do much for people around here. It's just that for the love of Mama Jide, I was born, raised in Grand Jury. My empire Grand Jury, I didn't even get nowhere to go. I told Bobby, I said, Bobby, Grand Jury Association is me. I am Grand Jury Association. I have nowhere to go. Because he said, oh, so now you're going to leave? I said, no, I'm not leaving. But if we have a proper process that will elect a president, then I will participate. I will not have a problem. But until then, I will not recognize the other process that went on behind our backs on Sunday. Then when the process went on, I started calling around. Then I saw somebody send me, they said, oh, but it was on Facebook. So I said, where? Then a letter was forwarded to me that said, former presidents. But nobody even signed. Who are the former president that is calling for this meeting? The document was not even signed. So is that document even legitimate to be used to call for a meeting? So that's my question. I'm not here. I didn't come here to fuss. At the end of the day, I will continue to tell y'all I stand with Floyd Joy for 2 reasons. And when I stand with you, I got my reason for standing with you. And my reasons being, when it was difficult, yeah, Elijah there, you were on a key side, I was on Tino side. When he even tried to speak to me, I said, don't speak to me in the past, you know? Well, we found a way to come together. And he took the leadership. Yes, we're not going to say yes, say Floyd did not overstay, he overstayed. But there was a proper way we could have gone about this situation. That's all I am saying here. And when people do things hastily, it brings harsh feelings, it brings bitterness, it brings grudges. And I'm really not about to go back to that situation again. Life is just too short, and we say that all the time. We just came from Edith's funeral. May her ashes rest in peace. She's gone. People that were personally close to her, they will never get to have that conversation with her. I know I'm sounding like a preacher, fine. But we got to be careful moving forward, Mr. Dubber. We have to handle this situation very carefully. It has the potential of disaster. It's not late yet. We can come to the table. We can work something out. I'll pause.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yvonne? 1 minute.
Thank you, Mr. Double. The president just came on here, national president, and recognizing illegal people. And then she went on to say I was misinformed. I wasn't misinformed. She got copy of our letter, or whatever you call it. At least she got something. The president sent our letter on Saturday, on Friday, if I'm not mistaken. She received the letter before the letter from Hillary, asking her to postpone the date of registration. Because I was in our media, I was in Hillary meeting Sunday when they suggested that they should do it. She had replied to them already, and already uh, um postponed the registration to the 12th, when the deadline was supposed to be the 2nd. See, the president was right. If he compromised as a leader.
You say
That's why you don't make
who postpone the voting time, the registration time?
the administration there. Right now we got up to the
Ministry of Control Election Commission.
they wrote her and they wrote the administration and now we got up to the 12th for registration.
The letter
deadline
that I
was
got here, came from and Eric T. Approved, Precious Zidi, Secretary for the Election Commission. Ain't got nothing to do with the national
oh my
administration.
God, friends, you not acting like a host, like you explaining everything that we try to say. Why you
I'm
have
the
us as
host.
a guest?
If you are giving misleading information, it's my
I'm
right to
not
tell
giving
you. Because
misleading
the letter that I
information.
got here, the letter that I
Okay,
received, I can print the letter and put it here for my audience to
my
see. It came from
meeting.
Precious Zidi. She signed it.
Okay,
Precious is the
the
secretary for
issue
the
is
election.
the
It not come
issue.
from the
My
administration. So I'm
issue
gonna sit
is
down and say, I either
okay.
send a letter.
My issue is why are they taking so long to respond to the president letter
Yeah,
that he wrote?
that's something that we can talk about. But for that
But
letter
then
that came,
they already replied to postpone the registration to the 12th. You see, this is the same thing we're talking. That's why we can't get anywhere because certain group of people feel that they are more Grandians and they entitled that they should make decision in the community that we live. And when they make the decision, it should stand. That's the reason why we are not getting anywhere because we're supposed to be inclusive. Decisions shouldn't be made because somebody is in favor or somebody is sitting on top and they feel that they can make the decision. For her to even come here tonight and repeat herself that there is a leadership in right now and trying to bypass the me leadership, it's not fair. Like the way the previous speaker just said, it was devastating in Minnesota. Yeah. I'm telling you, Prince, up to now, people still now talking to people or what happened 7, 8 years ago. Do we want to go through that again? The Hillary man sat down on your show here 3 weeks ago, exact from today, and endorsed either poor to be president, national president for the second time. He endorsed her. And then he turned around and claimed it like he president for a chapter. Is that right? Something wrong with him? How you think the other side, the other people that are running are going to trust him? You endorse somebody to be president for either to go for second round. Then you turn around, you say, I'm interim president. You can register to me. Nobody trusts that.
Yeah, that's another thing I want to speak on.
Nobody trusts that. I mean, you're just joking. I went to the meeting, and when you run there, they're making fun. They're making fun out of you because you try to do the right thing. Elijah and myself went to the meeting Sunday. As soon as I got there, they started making mockery of the Constitution. Constitution where? Constitution my foot. Constitution my left. We get time for Constitution. We'll do what we have to do. You think those people want peace? These are the kind of people that want peace? So we can go back to be enemy, so that when we see out there, we'll be acting as Pele people and Mandingo people passing by each other. How they say we're going to come together and help our people back home. Have anybody been to Liberia lately? The people are suffering. It's even bad now.
they're suffering and they continue to elect people to make them suffer. So
It doesn't matter, Prince.
the
We gotta
election
help
tax
our
that they
people.
elect people who will take the money and eat it. All the
You
other
know how
countries
many
get public
money? You know how
development
many
funds.
money we got out there in the Rangida Association, many chapters, Minnesota chapter. You know how many money out there? There's money from Ekisa that stay out there. Ekisa side that stay out there. There's money from Yvonne Beyond's side that stay out there. When Tyler, was leaving, going to Canada, he left with her.
Yeah, he left a
There
lot of
is
money. Yeah.
money. There is money from Ellis Bamboo that is still out there.
Huh?
Because they stir all the confusion. We get into confusion, then we forget about this money. Then we go again, we collect another money there, another person can, they bring another confusion. If we can come together and collect all the money, you know what we're going to be doing for our people? So that is there. Elijah, go ahead. That's what I got to say. We're not going to submit. Personally, if one wife, like, I'm not going to succumb to what they're doing. That less that Hillary get in her hand. I'm speaking to the national right now, to the board and to the administration and to either put the national president. If she accept that list from Hillary, we're not going to have a peaceful election. If she want peace, she should not accept that list from Hillary Clinton. It's illegal. The real list have gone to her, they have gone to the administration already. $3,000 that the president collected. We pay $120. We all work in the country here, so we're going to make that sacrifice. So that's it I have to say for now. Thank you,
That's why
Mr. Double.
Elijah, unmute yourself. You muted. I mean,
He forget that he muted.
all
No,
right.
no, that the man muted me.
Yeah,
So,
but you can still hear the mute.
you know, these things are just repetitive, and I see nothing like a change. When Madam President just spoke, I was shocked.
Mm-hmm.
I am, but I wish maybe she would have listened to her advisors and before even making the kind of public statement that Grandian listening to. Now, Mr. Double, you the moderator. You are so concerned that the president should respect the rules going through the president, but you don't respect the constitutional father here. You even ignore it. So you press him all day. When he read the president, do you read the president? Do you read the president before you read the book? Because that's you're so concerned. But let me just say this.
That's not my concern. If you're not following it right, if they, look,
Why
Elijah,
you
you got to
disagree with me right
understand.
now? Let me finish my
And they
point.
send it, and they send it. No, wait now. And they
Yeah,
send him back to do the right thing. I just
Mm-hmm.
wanted the brother to do the right thing. That's all. And
yeah,
you
but
have to
hold on.
understand, take your emotion out of this show here.
No,
If
this
I
is not
ask the
emotional.
brother
I'm
a
just
question,
referring to something.
brother,
That's not emotional.
did you follow the right procedure? And they were saying the boy was saying back because it happened before when we were Minnesota Iowa chapter, Iowa Jumbo. They said they wanted to be chapter by themselves. The both
Mm-hmm.
said to go back. And then they come to Kamati, the end, who were the president at that time, they all get together, that had to win, and they move Iowa. That the process you follow, that why I asked the
Yeah,
brother,
they
did
ain't
you
said they
follow
send
the
them back to
process, brother, so
Minnesota.
they can take
You just
your
said your own
consent to
statement
get
said they send them back to Minnesota. Like what you said, your
they
statement.
send them to back to Minnesota and Kamati, then all the
Where?
people then got to stay down, Botita, there, and they go and they agree that everybody agreed before they move Iowa. I want to ask the brother, you wrote a precedent, keep on record. You once you read Edith and Madam President don't do anything, it's just on record. Then you
Okay,
go
Mr.
to the board.
Well, you
That was a
disagree with
question.
what I'm going to say. You
That
can
was a
say, let me
question.
just speak. Let me say them. There are two things. Madam President just spoke because you are president. And remember, if you're president for all Grandians, regardless of who supports you. And some of these things, these are some of the hard decisions you take. Sometimes your members can compare you to do things, but the leadership challenge is there. Look, even though you support me, but I am going to go through this thing to see it. Madam President, you just came online and said you recognize interim government. Now, the chapter, every individual chapter does not work at the pleasure of the national. I hope you know that. Because the national organization live at the pleasure of the local chapters. Because you don't even have a member as a national. You depend on the local people to provide you membership. That's one thing you should understand. So when things that didn't happen before you speak in public and make public decision, I know why it is true. It satisfies your base, but your president who going for re-election to be president of the national organization. Okay, so the issue here is the reference you made to me that when you came to Minnesota, it was last year July, and it was last year I think no, not July. Sometime in the summer when they were having something here, you came, you called me, and I went to that meeting. And to that meeting, we have an appointment. Ellis Gay and myself took the initiative. In fact, I created a WhatsApp chat group to reach out to Dr. George. We did. After we reached out, Dr. George had a meeting. The same public again did not attend. Okay, so this thing, listen, when it happened and you are national president, it mean because you can't hear Dr. George got to come to meeting to meet you. No. I got president, people were president here, mayor then came here, they didn't even see the people. It doesn't have to. It doesn't mean it constitutes that the man don't have a meeting because you can't. That's not how it works. Minnesota is a chapter with its own membership and its own rules. And when you try to fix things, you involve both parties. You didn't do that, Madam President. The decision I heard from you from tonight, I wish you have never said that on the national, on Stina, everybody watching. That you recognize. Now, my question to you, who define who is member and where is the majority? Who is the majority that you know in Minnesota? Can you please answer that question for me? The membership in Minnesota, who is the majority? Because when you speak of Anybody calling Grandidian, calling people together, they get 50 people there, they're majority. I can call tomorrow, I can call 100 people. Does that make them majority? The two-third majority of the constitution that they decide in the constitution is the members, registered member of the organization. Only the president in Minnesota, the president of the chapter can have a meeting, can call for a meeting, that decision will be made on behalf of the chapter, period. You just asking me for the constitution. And I text you back like, why would you need a constitution if you already came up with a decision? This is not good. We want to bring the body to the Bobby asking me, he's telling me, texting me inbox that what do we go back to the old process? What you want? What you advocating for? Look, listen. We all have interest, okay? We can go back to our bay, activate people and people who will know and do all the things. It doesn't benefit Grand Unit. I am not interested in all the things. I am interested in finding a solution. Clearly, it is known to every one of us that the judge does not want to be president. Okay? It's just a respect. As a matter of fact, in Minnesota, do you know how many money that the judge hold? The man had charter. The majority either talking about in just in week that the judge, when they say election, the convention coming, the money he collected $3,000. I went in a meeting that day that $200 they collected. $200. Is this the kind of administration? Is there the kind of confusion you want in Minnesota that people should divide? If you're president, you need to have a patience. Whether you disagree with people or whether the other people supporting you, your idea is to bring the people back together. Because when we are united, we are strong. For me, I don't have a fight in this thing. Like I'm telling people, I'm not supporter of the judge. I'm not supporter of the interim body, but I am supporting Grand Jury. I want us to be able, and if you truly are president, you need to intervene. You know, one thing I respect Tim McCollum, when he was president, that man would take his own money and come here when you're having tea. You know, he's not proud to come down. Even some, no, we are going to Phoenix. Let me just tell you something. LSDI compare everybody. They pay that meeting due before they go. Timothy, he had to persuade us here. Madam President, you need to do that. The statement he just made, like recognizing people, you just divided the people and set up a fight. You just did. And I wish you never made that statement. If I were you, I would jump one day and just come to Minnesota. They didn't even need to write you. You're a president. You want to be a president. You have interest in this thing. You want to bring the people together. By you making that statement, it just justifies what Dr. John claimed when he just made say, oh, you already had a made a decision. No, we need to come together in Minnesota. Some of us will be willing to help to smooth the process. But if you're making no kind of decision online that we see right now, it doesn't help it. I am a Putu man, you're a sister to me. If back in the day when, you know, we were all divided, they brought or Asekana and say, oh yeah, because, you know, Asekana put about Elijah carry a man behind, you know, Asekana. We went through this. You're my sister. But the way I just see you put a thing like that, you dividing Grand Jury, a divide already. Because the other people that hear the kind of statement, oh yeah, the president, they will not even understand what you say. But they already put their feet down to fight. We don't want that in Minnesota. You know, the other person can fight, the other person can fight. I don't want nobody who get a feet to can fight, who say this and that. Try.
Will you join the people who will call for election to have election for you to have election in that state?
I will call you again, Madam President. If you have the chance, come to Minnesota and see how you can put things together. Nothing is too late to be done. That's all I'm asking. I am a case.
May I come in, Mr. Tabara?
Okay. Oh, I thought you spoke. Let me don't speak to now.
Okay, sorry.
Mr. Kind.
I call personally eat it. We had a problem here 8 years ago. We don't want to go back to that. We are accountable. We need to be united. If she sees she recognizes people, who are the former leaders that signed a letter? Is she looking for a vote for which she's trying to divide Minnesota? We are seeing that the process of electing official here in Minnesota should go through the process. We have a constitution. We are not just people here organized by any kind of words or verbal force. Either should know that we are Nigerian and we should be respected. If she is looking for a vote, let her go through the general process to look for vote. But not dividing Minnesota will help her. Now she has created a vacuum that will ever remain on her. Nobody is saying that the judge should remain in power. That's not what we are saying. We are saying it should go through the general process. If the Grandians in Minnesota feel that they need to re-elect or to have official elected, we'll go to a meeting. That the judge will call the meeting. We are going to meeting several times. We all know that he oversees, but if you go through the general, either it's a shame. If you're afraid of somebody in the race, find a genuine man to go and advocate or look for a vote. But you cannot come and divide people and send us back to the battlefront to fight one another. Bobby, I don't think Bobby, I spoke to him over and over, and he doesn't know what he's doing. He's confused. Bobby looked at my face and said, Kamante told you that you should fight that the judge because he's your chairman, so he's the right person to fight that the judge. Are you kidding me?
Are you
So
kidding
you
me?
accept that statement
Is that
also?
what he said?
Yeah, he said that to me.
Oh my God.
That commander told you that he's the right person to fight because your chairman should. I said, Bobby, you enjoy, you guys have second class. You're not supposed to engage in there. You claim to be educating, and somebody made a commander or coach you and you accept that. So either it's a shame, either she's trying to pull something that should not be on handle.
Mr. Chairman, when you say 1 minute, Mr. Chairman, let me ask you a question. Once you say EA is looking for votes, so she won't split you. Now the term has been extended. Why can you other people now who are either on the other side put yourself together to go and come here and move EA and vote against her? Why can't register and do that? It's registered down to the 12 now thing. Yeah?
It's the problem of coming to a meeting. We keep telling you that it's the problem of coming.
But I'm saying register. You don't have to go to meeting to register. I want to register. I don't go to meeting. I register.
Okay, tell me.
You don't have to go to meeting to register.
3,000. Who is leading the majority?
What?
Between 200 and 3,000, who is leading the majority?
I'm not talking about the people going and collect money. Registration is $10.
It's not about $10 registration. That $10 you're talking about is
you're not answering my question.
We are talking about you have a problem.
Prince, can I come here?
You're not answering my question.
You're
saying that either split the place, either split the chapter for vote. Either split the chapter for vote. Can't put yourself together, group, and come here and move either.
But it may not campaign.
If either can come on the show and tell that she recognized
he's not campaigning for any. No,
if you say either one spot, listen now. I say either one spot the organization. I put my group together to come move either from there and put somebody who wouldn't support the organization. I'm saying campaigning for anybody, no. And because what we got from Bobby, if anybody come and get on the list, we'll go here. What are you not for either you did? We just want a president.
No, but can I come in, Prince? One particular side. We want the right thing to be done.
So therefore, you will not come here and come and vote.
Okay, Prince, let me speak about this list, please.
Go ahead,
Mona. Why I want Mr. Khan to answer, you're not answering it. So yeah,
go ahead. Let me come in
a little bit. You want to answer in particular?
The whole blame tonight is put on Edith. Edith don't left in Minnesota. Edith is not the one who called the shot for what the people did for them to do it, for Kamati then to do it.
Yes.
Because there is no evidence that pointing that Edith called and the shot and this and that. Because I was in that state, in Iowa, in that hall with Flody, George, Godier Kerrier, Bobby Tore, and one other Togolese guy who can work with Godier Kerrier, then they call him Gogo too. We all were sitting there. Flody knew about that meeting. Flody knew about that meeting. Because Flody, listen now, I'll give you a chance to speak. Flody and myself spoke. Flody and myself spoke. I called you on the side. I said, Flody, here myself went in the bathroom again. I said, Flody, the people complaining about the money in your state. Can you compromise and bring it? He said, it ain't me who made that decision. It was the board and the executive. So When I go by, then we'll talk. So, but they having meeting tomorrow. So let me wait for the outcome of the meeting. That's what he said on Saturday, the 29th. So he knew about the meeting.
Okay.
When we were in Minnesota over there from 1998 and 1999, 2000, I started going to meet. We don't want anything. We don't stay away. We go to that meeting and we either go and disrupt it or we go and we add what member them up to go there and vote against it. That's what people do. Why you guys didn't go to the meeting?
But that's the problem we have. We're telling you now, we didn't get the info.
But
How you want
who are the former leaders? You know who are the former leaders?
About that meeting.
Friends, I have a concern here.
Floyd is not here to defend himself. We don't know whether it's true.
Mr. Dubber.
Floyd is right here. He's here. He's in the back.
Mr. Dubber. Muna, thank you. My other concern, let me take us back to 2016, if memory can serve us right. When we went to VA, if those of you that were there, Prince, you were covering the media.
In Virginia, yeah, I was there that day.
What happened there? And we had two groups from Minnesota.
Yeah, they had China Union and they had
China side and Eki side. And what happened? One group was recognized and the other group was not recognized. What happened? It was chaos.
China Union was recognized.
Yes, it was. And
not recognized.
It was it chaotic or not? Was it chaotic?
At a certain point, it will go chaotic and then later on, it settle it.
Yeah. So then what happened to us now when we go to Kentucky? That's another one of my concerns. What happened to us now is one group going to be recognized, one list going to be recognized, and the other list not recognized?
You know all these things. Why you go and sit among you guys are all brothers and sisters.
But that's what we're saying, Prince.
No, but Prince, we are on the show. Okay, when you finish, I will come.
You still got about a month. Why you can't go, your Floyd, Bobby, or Kamati Dian, and just sit there and come up with a you guys you're going to sit down anyway to discuss this thing.
But
obviously, yes. As for me, I'm not refusing to sit down, but I will just not recognize that process. I'm just saying we could have avoided all this. What happened now when there's two lists? What happened when we get to Kentucky? What happens? What happens?
I mean, when you go to Kentucky, you comes to Kentucky, they will have this. Probably I'm going to see the same thing what happened in Virginia, where you're going to have China Union and you have and Fred will recognize China Union and Eggy on a group or not this, and the crowd went up, and later on it settled things, and then they have. That's what we're going to see.
Okay,
Mr. W, you just accused me of something. Can I please come in to clarify to the people?
Well, you knew about the meeting, Floyd. You didn't know about the meeting?
No, I never knew about no meeting.
Well, Floyd, you told me in my face that there was that.
No, I did not tell you anything in your face, sir. If you get audio to that, can you please produce it?
Oh, stop that, man. I asked you when we came from the bathroom floor. I asked, listen, I came from the bathroom floor. I asked you, I said, Floyd. We spoke. I said, Floyd, your members are complaining about the $150. You can see reason to bring it down to $50. Minnesota, Kentucky would have brought to $50. And you told me that the people, the decision from the executive and the board, and people voted on it. So you cannot make that decision. But there's a meeting tomorrow. You're going to hear what the people are going to say.
No.
You didn't talk about the meeting, Floyd.
No, Mr. Dubber. You just adding that up.
How would I answer? Floyd, you didn't talk about the meeting?
It up, sir. The conversation we had, and I will repeat this. I think we were full standing or lecturing.
Yeah, Gordy was there, Bobby was there.
Yeah, we ended up in the restroom that day.
Yeah, you were in the bathroom.
Yes, I went in the restroom because my tummy was giving me hard. There are certain food I don't eat, and I ate it. When you asked me, I told you, I said, look, Prince, I do not make unilateral decisions.
Exactly.
I told you, I said, look, both the board and the administration, because when we went to the first meeting, we couldn't come to a consensus. We couldn't come to an agreement. So the board and the administration went back and we voted upon this.
Yeah.
And the people already made a decision. I cannot reverse that decision. You were telling me about some meeting, and I told you, I said, Prince, you asked me that question. You said, did anybody read you about a meeting? I told you, no. I told you, I said, Prince, I just saw something on Facebook. But there was no signatory. to that. So I never took it serious. And we had our conversation. You left, and I left my way. But for you to come here tonight, sir, and say, no, I knew about meeting. Who sent me a citation to know about meeting?
Flo, you told me, we're not going to go back and forth, but you told
Prince,
me,
can I come in?
you said,
Georgia?
I asked you about reducing the money to at least $50. You said, what the meeting will say tomorrow? How I even know there was a meeting?
No. You and
How I
Bobby were
even knew
talking
there
about
was a
our
meeting?
meeting, sir.
How
You
I
and
knew there was
Bobby
a
were
meeting?
talking about our meeting. We
Well, then
forgot.
you knew about the meeting then. If
Knew
me and
about what
Bobby were
meeting? It
talking
was
about it, then
no,
you knew
Prince,
about the
when you
meeting.
said knew about meeting, that's a citation that was written me.
Okay, now
Or
then you
that
talking, then you
communication
telling me
was
that
coming
there
to
was never
me.
citation I written it down. I understand, Mr. President.
There is no citation. There
But
was
for you to
no
say you
phone
didn't
call
hear
to
about
me.
meeting in a hall,
You talk about meeting, and I told you, Prince, I saw something on Facebook
But Prince,
that
let me
have
ask
no
you one question.
signatory. So it doesn't mean that I know about meeting.
Prince, let me ask you
If I,
one question. George,
yeah,
George, let me ask you one question.
yeah, go ahead.
Prince, Prince, let me ask you one question. Under the assumption, let's say George know about the meeting. Does that meeting constitute a grand jury situation meeting?
the Crown people having the meeting. They're not Giopo or Pelepo having the meeting.
So every crown president is a member of Grand Jury Association. That's what the Constitution
The
says.
people who had the meeting, who in that video, they are all people who funded the organization.
It
No.
doesn't mean when you fund
They're
the
legitimate people
organization,
who
you
funded the
still remain
organization.
a member. When the Constitution speculates, you got to pay your meeting dues
The
in
Constitution say
order
every
to
2
be a
years. The
member.
Constitution say every 2 years you must have meeting. You must have election. And that's what the
And which I
Constitution say.
agree. But I
Yes, so
cannot
yeah.
have election with empty chairs, Prince.
But you just told me there was a
Prince,
meeting that was called with 20 people, Mr. Floyd.
Prince,
Yes.
please, just
And
stop
what
And
the
it.
then I
20
asked,
people
I want
said?
to ask you, I say, how
What
many
the 20
people
people
make
said?
quorum? You said 10. And you got
10.
20
And
people.
what does the
So why you
20
didn't-
people say, Prince? Can you answer that question? Mr. Bobby told it was in that meeting. Can you answer that question? What the 20 people said? They said they never won that election. We should bring the community back together.
Okay.
You
So
said
should I
that
go
before.
against their way? Because two people, Kamate Dian, wanted election to get access to our funds? No.
Kamati wanted the 23,000 or 24,000.
Prince,
I think
can
that's
you
what was going on.
recognize me, please?
Go ahead and speak. Go ahead.
Okay, our board chair just mentioned something that is very, very upsetting as me being personally a champ woman. It's very upsetting to me. If Mr. Kamati didn't make that remark, he need to apologize to the champ people. He's not a little boy, he's a
You
grown
see that
man. For him
you
to
see that
try,
you see that Bobby made a comment on you or Kamati Dian.
he said Bobby told him that Commander Diane told Bobby that he should come on to fight his own champ brother
Then
to
we
bring
have to
confusion between
then
us.
we have to cut that they say now from third party to this. So
Yeah,
you're gonna
because
go to
What make it
you're
this
gonna go to
thing?
Kamati. You want me to
these
call
are the kind of
Kamati?
thing
You
that
want me to call
happen
Kamati?
and bring division. No, I don't want you to call him now. He can do it another time. These are the kind of thing that keep bringing division among us. And we'll say, oh, forget it. This time, the president, the national president, just keep on your show and claiming the other side, and you didn't say anything to it. You didn't say, Mr. President, Madam President, why can't you investigate before you be honoring the other people? As a host, I expected you to say that
And
to
my
her,
point
but
is to ask the
you let
president
it
to receive
slide.
the letter that you said that the president received. You said that the president received a letter. He CC the president. You don't CC president. You read letter to the
Yeah,
president.
but she
That's
got a
what you said.
message though. She got a
Now they
message.
now how you say you must do it. They don't say you must CC the
Oh,
president.
so she was right by
Like the
to come.
president.
She was right
The
to come on
president
your
says she
show.
recognized the people and she got a letter now from the board. She will investigate. So there's an investigation that is going to go on in your state to put wherever that is going on in there. So we don't come here and we have issue here in Kentucky. So I think that was a
But you didn't you, didn't- you
But
didn't hold
Prince,
you didn't hold her to her feet when she told you that she already there's a government in place. Now
I asked the president, Madam President.
that's
I
not
asked the president,
inciting
Madam
confusion
President, did
as a
you?
national president.
I asked the president, and she said it. You want me to beat the woman and tell think on her
You
when you
see
said the
that?
president, when you said that the president received letter, you ever came by and
She
said that
did.
I
She
started
got
from my
copy of
comment what
A,
I said?
Prince. She got copy of A.
The
She
president said
admitted
she didn't
it to
receive it.
you.
They post send a letter to the people.
Okay,
Okay,
Papa. I'm not
Mr.
going to go
President,
back and forth with you.
Mr. Double,
Yeah.
let me just come in.
Come
You
in.
know what the president just did this evening? She just divided Nigeria Association.
In Kentucky?
Which, no, I can say nationally.
No, my state not
Because,
my
no.
state not gonna
Let me
devour
end,
nothing.
sir. Let me end, sir. Because even in your Kentucky, I got
No,
supporters there.
I
Even if
know.
I get one person in
Yeah,
Kentucky,
you got people
to
there.
okay. Even if I get one person in
You got
Kentucky,
me here
or even
supporting you got me here supporting you, Floyd. So you
okay,
got
No,
people here in Kentucky.
okay. So
My man, when I
don't
brought
you
the people
think?
here in Uriah, I brought Bobby in here, I questioning like this.
Yeah,
that
don't you
question
think?
different from
Questioning like this.
Don't you
question
think,
different
So
from
I
you
have to
asking the
ask
Mr.
question.
Double?
Floyd and you follow the rep procedure. If you don't want me to ask the man that thing,
What
then
is the
well,
rep procedure? Writing the president that rep procedure?
I have to ask the
That what you
man.
call procedure?
Mr.
Writing
What
the
Double,
president?
if
Mr.
you want
Not
Double,
the
complain to the
procedure to
national?
have a government in
If you
Minnesota?
want to write, if you want to complain something in your state, the constitution say read it national.
when the
The constitution
national
say
is
you even tell your board
compromised, you
first.
jump over them. The
The
woman
people will
just
tell you to
preached
go
to
to
you
your board
tonight.
in your state, in your state, your board. You gotta write your board. Your board can handle you go to the national. The national can handle you come to the press, the board. The national board. That's why they don't. Flood no.
Yeah,
The
I
Bible,
understand.
No,
I'm not
but
disputing it.
why you
Bible,
didn't
mental kind know about it.
listen?
Yeah, but
Why
I'm
you
not
didn't question the
disputing that.
president to
I'm not
send the case
disputing
back
it,
to
Mr.
Minnesota?
Double.
Eh?
I'm
Mr.
not
Double,
disputing it.
why didn't you question the president to send the case back to Minnesota?
I could not question the president
No,
because
you should question her. You
I could not
asking a
question
question.
her. I
The
don't know if
president
Floyd
told you
wrote a
that she
book.
made a decision without
I
even
didn't know that
investigating.
Floyd wrote a book. I don't know if Floyd
With
wrote a
her,
book. I don't live in the state to see Floyd wrote. Mr. Kine is here now. We are seeing after the fact that Kine did not receive any letter from Kine is the chairman for your boards. So that's a process. Floyd knows the process. Even Mr.
Where is
Kine know the process.
yeah,
Kine been on the board for a long time.
bring up those are funny.
So tell the letter,
Not
go
bad,
to this
bro.
and do this and do this. And a lot of people watching, oh, praying for this, start praying for it.
Yeah,
I want to question when I was questioning Bobby the other day when the thing
hold
happened
on.
last Sunday.
Prince,
I mean, mute your phone.
Prince,
When the thing happened, when I questioned Bobby, then like, why they didn't give you time? What any letter they sent you, they were clapping. These are hypocrisy, and I don't take those things. We come on the show, you listen to the show, you not listen to the show. I will not eat. I'll eat. But
Yeah,
I asked
Mr.
the people
Double.
a question: why Floyd was not? I asked them, was Floyd written? Why was Floyd not informed? They say Floyd knew. I said, okay, there's a flaw because I'm coming to Minnesota driving. I had to park off the highway. It was raining for 30 minutes for the rain to clear. Then I got back on the road. So Floyd, people who went to Floyd in the area, they were snowing there. Why you didn't give Floyd a chance to come to Minnesota? I asked the people all the question. And the people
Yeah,
answered the question. And Floyd is here.
and,
You expect me to
and
come
I
to
The
applaud
your
you
question
for
that
that.
is the devil.
I'm not going to be
I
able to say
applaud you
Floyd.
for
The
that.
I will
focus you're
ask
currently
question. I will
making it
ask Floyd
so
question.
that reading the president is a problem of the whole soul.
It's not the problem of the whole souls. I
Yeah,
asked
that's
Floyd.
right. That's what you keep saying.
I don't know why you're getting so in your feelings about it. One writing president that I asked Floyd. Floyd, who I asked, he answered the question. Then you
Yeah,
tell me
Mr. Double.
Floyd say he acknowledged it, even he acknowledged his mistake, and he will go and do the right thing, and he'll go and do the right thing and put your chapter together. And then you keep saying
Friends,
where
nobody
it becomes the
getting in
problem.
their feelings here. We
No,
all
you're
make
right.
Mr.
mistakes.
Elijah
Nobody
is
want
getting
here.
his feelings.
Why you
Elijah is
keep
getting
saying
his
that
feelings.
one
I
thing,
tell
getting
asking you
your
question,
feelings,
you
getting
That's
getting
why
your
you
your
keep
feelings?
feeling
saying
now,
it. You
no.
expect me to be telling you to be
It's
saying it.
not.
No. This is a
You the
show
one
we're
getting your
having.
feeling because
This
I'm
is a
asking you a
show we are
question.
having. I asked the president a couple of questions about the procedure, and he said he following the procedure. We move on to the
What?
next topic. That's
Why
I'm
didn't
it.
you?
not. For me personally, I'm
And
not
then
worried
you
about
want to
that.
go
I
and tell
want
me
to
I'm
why
not
ask
I
you
worried.
asked it.
I'm
You
not
want to
worried
tell me
about that
why
president.
you were here.
I'm
Why
not
you
worried about
ask
that
it?
president.
because you didn't give me the chance to do
She
that.
just, she
Come
just
on.
showed
You just
Grand
let her
Jane
speak and
who she
you let
is
her go.
tonight.
That's all. I
She
would have
had
asked her a
just
question.
showed her true set to
I have
Grand
a
Jane
question to ask her.
tonight. So I'm not even
Yeah.
worried about her. You
My
see?
question to
Mr.
you is
Double.
that did you ask the president what is the national procedure or even recognizing the government in a state?
No,
Where's the procedure?
he
Did you
did not.
ask? No, you didn't. Those are legitimate questions to ask the president. You didn't ask her. What's the process? Is that the way she recognizes? Is that the process of recognizing? I mean, this president being in power at least for 2 years, interacted with the president in Minnesota.
But the
And
way
if,
you say you don't take sorry, you
if an
already take
interim
sorry in the
government took
process
place,
now.
if an interim government took place under the leadership I hear, it's the president that will introduce the interim leadership to the national.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So do you even ask for all that process? You should have asked the president that.
Now you're going to have an investigation. When the investigation come, you ask the president that I think you'll be a lawyer for floor. You can go on
But
floor side.
Oh my
ask you
Ask
one
God,
floor.
question.
Prince,
Floor
stop
will
it.
do that.
You
What
a
do you want me
host.
to stop?
You
Let
a
me ask
host.
no,
Don't
please
talk
let
like
me ask
that.
you one
Please.
No,
question.
but you asking. My brain
He's
is
not a
computer. I'm gonna
lawyer.
ask the
He's
president.
not a
Blah, blah,
lawyer.
blah.
He's
So
a
say he
Grenadian.
knows.
Yeah.
Say
He's
he
a
knows all
Asking
these
Grenadian.
you,
He's
Prince.
questions.
not a
He can
lawyer.
keep those questions. He can go to the meeting when the president comes for the investigation. He can bring all those points forward.
Good.
But I
But
can't.
let me
The
ask you a
question
question.
that I read down here,
On
the
the
question that I
circumstances
read down,
where the
the reason
president
why you
now
call the president
recognized the
because you mentioned the
government.
president. You even mentioned
Yeah.
that the president got letter, so I wanted to verify it. The way you call
They
Kamati,
CC her. They CC her. I
so I
call
call,
Kamatini.
but you didn't say
Don't do
CC.
that, Prince. No, don't do that. You
I said
said right here,
somebody call Kamati,
no,
and
okay,
not you.
don't say you.
Oh man,
You
all
think
of
you think
you are
what
you. I'm gonna say
you think
you are
what
you.
Kamati there is
Are you not
right?
part of the you? You got
So
all fire, yeah,
Kamati
you.
want to
Your
bring
English are
confusion
speaking.
between the Chan people. You think that's right? That is wrong. That is
But are
wrong.
you even get the facts that Kamati actually said it?
Okay, but I did not
Yeah,
say
you said
that.
it, Prince.
I did not say that.
Why should I lie about it?
The
But
chairman for the board, the
Mr.
chairman for the
Kanye,
board
Prince,
Mr.
in
I'm still
Kanye,
Canada
waiting not to
chapter
lie
is
about
the
it.
one
Mr.
that just
Kanye
informed us.
cannot say for Father Bobby that where Bobby told you is where actually for Kamati. That's third party. And then you assuming directly that Kamati said it.
How am
It's wrong.
I assuming?
Kamati
How am I
said it.
assuming?
We know
I
Kamati
say as
well.
a host.
But
I
you
say
see,
as a
they may
host.
already
We
know
need to.
Kamati. So can I call Kamati to ask
Oh
Kamati
my gosh,
to see a
Prince,
Kamati actually said or say you say no?
go ahead and call him.
Call him.
Prince, can I come in?
I gotta remember I want to ask you, Kamati, why you
Call
want to
him.
bring trouble between the you
Call
go man
Mr.
Kamati.
Double.
people?
Mr.
Call
Double.
Kamati.
This is what it said. This is what it
I
said.
wanna
I'm gonna
ask
call
you.
him.
I
Call
wanna
him.
ask you,
No,
Prince.
Mr. Double.
Yeah.
I wanna
Can
ask
I
you.
come in? I've been sitting here just listening to you.
Go ahead, speak.
What I will say on that, we can just say we hope those allegations are not true. You don't have to call Mr. Kamate on the show. And then let's just move forward. You can call here another time. You call Mr. Kamate on the show. They are on the show, excuse me. It will be another open bucket of warm here tonight.
I know.
I'm 100% organic chain woman. I call myself. But let's just move on. I'm not excusing that, but we can just say, let's hope that was not the situation. Let's hope that was not the case. That's my advice. And then we move on. Thank you.
That's good. That's good. Maga Kura stay in Minnesota, you call it.
They got a question, man.
Mr. Kura, how you doing? Mr. Former chief, co-chairman, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. How you doing, Mr. Dollar?
Your former state, your former members are, I think my from South Dakota now. Your former members are here. You listening to the show, what's going on? What you got to say?
I'm still a member of Minnesota chapter. Never took my membership away. Yeah, but I mean, I just got on. I know the program started ever since I just got home and then just got on. But I got a few questions, and if you have the floor to ask those questions.
Go ahead.
Is Dr. Flo, Elijah, everybody saw the line, right?
Yeah.
Everybody here, the show is on.
Yeah, we are ready.
Hey, go ahead.
Yeah, my question, because I stand to be corrected, but I heard Mr. Dollar, as I was driving, I heard you saying that the letter that came from
Floyd.
President Floyd to Minnesota, it went straight to the national board. Is that what you said? I stand to be corrected. Is that what happened, Mr. Floyd?
I can answer that. Mr. Johnson, yes, because the president
Just say yes, George. Just say yes.
Yes.
My question is the letter you wrote. You wrote a letter straight to the national board. I just need yes or no. That's all.
Yes. And CC copied her.
I'm coming now. Because I don't want to take your time. I know you guys been here for long. So my second question is, why is it that maybe somebody already asked the question? So I hope I'm not.
Yeah, go ahead and ask the question, sir.
So my second question is, why will you just write the national board when you have your local board? I think you should channel your letter through your local board first. Is that guy, if you channel your grievances through your local board, and you're not certified before you proceed to the national administration.
Okay.
So why?
Okay, Mr. Johnson.
Yeah.
My local board, one of the members on my local board, which is, because people refuse to come to meetings and participate in elections, we have two board members. And one of the board members have already accepted the Gentile overthrown of this administration.
The board
So,
member begin already getting rid
interim,
of interim
interim
overthrow.
president.
What grandpa left overthrow?
Yeah, he became an interim president. So I couldn't go to the board. So I went directly. The reason why I never went to the national administration, Mr. Johnson, is because the national administration have been compromised. If you heard the president tonight, she recognized this fraudulent administration of some interim leadership. That is the reason why I never went to her, because
But that
I
was after the
felt
fact. Now that was after the fact.
I knew Prince was going to talk.
That was
after what
after the
fact.
fact. When a police officer pull you over, you have to pull you off for a crime. Then when something illegal there, then that's pull you over, then illegal. You wrote for it. Now, Jenna, the president,
No, sir. I received a letter from Prince. I can publish that letter to you. I received a letter, and in fact, I sent that letter to one of the board members.
Who you receive a letter from?
Who
you receive a letter from?
From the national administration.
Okay, let Margot conclude.
Recognizing the Gentiles, the illegal interim leadership.
Yeah, I can't conclude.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, because the reason I'm asking this question for, because I see people trying to say that one side is wrong and one side is right, but I think the procedure that you guys also took, Dr. Josh, the procedure that you took is also wrong. And because let's say even if you feel within yourself that the national president or the national administration has compromised, you should have still written it. You should have still written the national administration. You should have still sent your grievances to them first. If there's no goal in Minnesota, you should have still written the national administration. If the national administration,
you're right. You gotta mute yourself, dude. If you are on your phone, be talking on the phone. Go ahead, Michael. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. As I was saying, if the national administration, if you have communicated with them and whatever decision was taken from them, if you wasn't satisfied with that decision, then you go to the national board. So I'll see right now. I'll see what everybody can do. I mean, that's just my own personal suggestion. I mean, what I see, what everybody can do in Minnesota, just for peace sake, is for you guys to come together, arrange a new meeting, and see how best you guys can go to that meeting before this weekend, and see how best you guys can arrange things. Because it's like every year we find issues in our Grand community. And for some of us that have been around for long, that have contributed a lot into this organization, it's heartbreaking
to see our chapter 40 and part that we formed. And people don't understand it.
Yeah, we all suffer for this Minnesota chapter. And every time the Minnesota chapter always have an issue. So my personal advice is not to you, because I'm sure you don't want to be president again, President George, being there for long. The time is already, the tenure has already expired. But just to have that, after everything, to have your character not be tainted, I think my personal advice to you as a younger brother to me, for you to go back on the drawing table, you see how best you guys can arrange this thing so we can come to Kentucky in peace. Thank you, Chris. All right, let's say.
Thank you very much, President Fred Gwen.
Yeah, thank you, Prince. Yeah,
y'all can hear President Gwen?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, I've been following this show since this evening. And
Please speak out loud so people can hear you.
We can hear him.
I've been following the show since this evening.
Okay.
And what is happening? I just, before I thought it was actually about his overstay. But in fact, even if it's about his overstay, the time it happens, and the immediate response from the national administration, I just thought something was not right. I mean, you can't remove a president because of this agreement induced, especially if it is true that other members have already paid their dues. And even listening to you, Prince, even if you had a discussion in Iowa where he said, well, I'm listening to the meeting, the people are having a meeting, that's a genuine thing. Okay, I impose this due, the dues, and they don't want to pay, and the citizens are having a meeting. I want to wait to see what they're going to say. You don't charge electoral fees in this area, because asking somebody to pay $10 to me is an electoral fees, because $10 is not, it doesn't cover any portion.
Yeah, that's to me too. That's funny too. That's funny.
Yeah, it doesn't cover any portion of your annual due. You can say, oh no, we will do 3 months, we will do 4 months, or we will do 6 months. But
we're doing 5 months, $50.
Okay, 5 months. So and the news I'm hearing that are even behind this thing is sad. It's sad. You can't exacerbate the problem every time in this realm. Every time. And to Mr. former member of the board, Mr. Kula, the president judge is not wrong. Look, let us pay or stay. If people want to destroy this union or destroy the chapter, Minnesota is one of the backbone of this union. I mean, Flody George, he has been there. Like every other chapter in this union, almost all the presidents has overstayed in this union.
Yeah.
So to come to this point,
I don't know. Illinois got a president.
Yeah, look at Illinois. The vice president saying he left. The national vice president. But there's a list coming from there. So there are a lot of things that are happening in the union, and I'm hearing Tamati Dia and the rest of I will place a call to him tomorrow. Maybe he can explain to me. But we can't keep doing these things, because at some point in time, there has to be a special rule. Mr. Dia explained in Minneapolis to be in the Liberian community. You can't be seen in your own, backyard and trying to destroy what is there. I hope, since the national president, I'm hearing that he set up a committee. I hope this committee will go in. Like when it happened in town, I keep hearing people mentioning town, the national board director went over there. They spent a whole weekend. They came up with a finding. It was based on those findings that took me there to make that decision.
No, we're just saying, Mr. President, those there were two at that Virginia area when you call Tanya, people were on the side. Later on, it came into when the choir area, and then the meeting process went on. So they have to. That's why the lady, I think that why our sister mentioned that they don't want to go there with two group again.
The optics of this thing is bad for a lot of us. Every Virginia. It means that, people say, oh, Minnesota always like that. Minnesota is not always like that. Minnesota is not always like that. Minnesota is a chapter where the people that are there, they are fully engaged. It might not, immediately I heard that, I knew there was going to be a group that was going to come in support of Flody George. Because, that's what happens in politics. Mm-hmm. When you try to push somebody to the wall, that person, that support will come from places that you will not even expect. So I hope the national president saying that she's going to set a committee to investigate, she should do it fast. So this issue, they can come to a compromise. It could be $60, it could be $50, but in the Grand Union, we don't charge electoral fees, because at $10, I think it's electoral fee. And Mr. Babaturi, he should sit back and look and say, you know what? Look, we can do this better. Look, in election, people vote for you. Technicality do not make you to win election. And what are your chances that are $70? If people won't carry you, they'll carry you. Mm-hmm. That's all I have to say, Mr. Dover. Thanks for the time.
Thank you.
And Mr. Graham, let me just tell Mr. Graham something.
You're watching.
They
comment from the former chair lady, Madam Batari. I enjoy it. She said even the board members have overstayed.
Yeah.
And I laugh. So
Mr.
board
Brown.
members on that board that they've been there for the time with guy in the organization.
Exactly. Mr. Brown.
Oh,
In Minnesota, we don't
I'm
charge
glad
money
you
at
know that.
all for vote. The only thing they require is your membership fee. And sometimes there is a compromise, like I said. Remember, we're going to Phoenix, Even when we're going to Phoenix here, we came here.
Oh, Elijah, when you're going to finish, they were setting your group members from your state that went and registered in South Dakota.
Exactly. That's what I'm about to say. Just don't say, listen to me now. Let me talk now. Say.
I'm not
Yeah,
Gibbs. I'm not give us saying and register in South
that's
Dakota.
exactly what I'm trying to say. So
You don't think that's something that you need to settle down in your state there and solve those kind of
if
problems?
you listen, then you listen to me. We don't charge money for vote. Like I said in Minnesota, our constitution has zero nothing about charging money for vote. The only money the constitution requires a member should be paying the money due. You understand me? So when a member overdue maybe a year, before the election comes, they will require you to pay that money to qualify your membership. There is nothing in the Constitution of Minnesota chapter that tell you should pay money to vote. And that why other people you see all the time they run away from, because it just they're the same. People will not come around, or people will not do the election has to be around before people talk about the chapter. So those that sacrifice that time to go to chapter all the time to pay that due, those that don't come when election come in, then they get activated by those candidates there, and it tells you, oh, you got to pay your due. That's all. So in Minnesota, they don't charge money to vote in anything.
Because I saw the president from from Iowa. She said everybody must pay the due, the $10 Monday. 1 year is
I want to do that $5, not $10, $60 a year. $5.
On cheap. Well, yeah, we pay $10. Our president said we must pay vote. Yeah, 120, but we want to replace people can $75, people can this $25, $10, $20 because we always pay $20 here. But
And some of the things can go in meeting. The president don't impose it on people. Yeah, the president does not impose it. And the one that just happened, that people made a suggestion in meeting and they vote, the public vote on it. You understand? The one where John Flody talking about right now.
Well, Flody said the board and the executive.
No, let me tell you something. The Hillary Clinton man talking about, he suggested $75.
Hillary Clinton a board member now. You forget to know that.
Listen now. So they suggested and they voted on that thing. There was
in the general meeting.
That general meeting, I got a season copy of it. That's what I'm telling you.
Because why I got that the general body could not come up with an agreement. Then they took it to the board and the executive, and then they made that decision there, and then they came with 120.
Exactly. I was in that meeting.
Yeah. So right. But I got Francis Myers on the line here. Clark Myers. Go ahead. Use your 1 minute, man.
Okay. Thank you very much. For me, I'm not asking a question. I just want to make a quick comment, okay? Because I think everybody probably missing what has been done, okay? Charging $10 for election fees is because Minnesota chapter have been inactive, okay? When the chapter is active, of course, then you have to pay
PA active.
Yes, very much. So when we got ready in PA, the president called a general meeting, and we went to that meeting, and we compromised for $40 at the general meeting, okay? Because the chapter is active. Why charge people dues when the chapter is inactive for 2 years? And then you charge people $120.
No, the chapter active, man, you got the wrong information. If the chapter not active, how they going to convention? It's just that people not participating because of COVID.
Can you please not interrupt me when I'm talking?
Sorry.
And wait for your turn. Because all the energy that Flody is putting in this right now, I wish he had done it for the past year. We wouldn't have been at this junction. That's why when you are a leader, I'm also speaking as a president of my community, okay? When you are a president of your community, you have to interact with your people. You have to engage your people.
You said that you called a meeting and nobody going to meeting. Why they say people not going to meeting? Do you ask those questions? I wish you would have gone to Prince Double show. What is happening in Minnesota, Prince Double? I want you to interview. Let me come on your show. My people are not coming to meeting. What is going on? I wish you would have taken it to the national board, to the administration. I've been calling meeting and nobody coming to meeting. But you sat down so finally and the chapter is complete. What is going on?
You can't call them, be playing a team behind you, man. How you call and play something behind you?
Want them to pay the money, even though
The
you are
one
not
year they
having
say
no
talking.
meeting. Even though you are not having no meeting. And even the national president intervened with you,
But Floyd said he collected $3,000 of the people money, so that almost 30 people pay.
I am saying, before 30 people pay, people are concerned that the $120 was too much. Floyd refused to reduce the money. So people that he said pay, those people we don't even know whether they really did pay.
But you in a man state to know.
Mr. Dubba, can I respond to Francis, please?
Can you stop there, Mr. President? Just let the lady finish. Mrs. Myers.
Let me finish.
Go ahead, Madam
Then
President.
you can respond to me, okay?
Oh, yeah, I will.
Because we will sit down when things go downhill. And that's when we want to come to show our power. That's when we want to come to show that we care. No, Florida, if you are here for Minnesota chapter all these years, even though you are overstayed, even though you don't have no interest of being a president anymore, and I hear everybody coming up there the way they removed the man, they have called this man to meeting 7 times. He refused. Even the very meeting that was held to remove him, he refused to attend that meeting. He was called to be part of that meeting. He refused to attend the meeting.
No, that meeting, Madam Maya, we can't blame Floyd. Floyd went to bury a family member. It was snowing, it was raining. Floyd, you know if Floyd get out, Floyd go down highway with snow.
Please. People went to Iowa for that funeral and they went back to attend that meeting, and not only Floyd George. I can tell you number of people that went for that funeral, and because that meeting was so important.
But let me say here now, Madam President. Okay. Floyd is the family member. When we bury people in our community, in our Labua Grand Jire, after the burial, the next day there's a tradition that is performed. Floyd will not leave that tradition and go to a meeting. The woman who died, she has family members. They had to perform the tradition. Floyd is a family member of that. He's a immediate family member to the people. So he has to stay there to do the necessary job of their family. So why Minnesota could not all these years Minnesota been doing 7-year job in power now? 1 minute, Madam President, okay, you the chair. 7-year job be in power now. Why that one day they couldn't say, okay, send that the 31st and George Floyd, let's get a man the benefit of that. On the 7th or on the 6th, we'll have the meeting. Why we're going to take a party there to do that?
Good question.
Okay, so let me answer that question. Why would it take Floyd George to also tell the people to reschedule the meeting as a president? Did he do that?
Well, Floyd said nobody wrote him.
They have no right to even call meeting in the first place.
That's the first thing. Let me talk. All of you that on the show that are talking for Floyd George tonight.
I'm not talking for Floyd.
We're talking for ourselves.
Everybody who in the comments
section, we are grandchildren. We are grandchildren. We're talking for ourselves.
As a human being for the organization for this.
Talking for Floyd George. You who are the how you be president for Philadelphia?
You are guest. You can't do that. You're a guest. You can't do that, please. Let me engage the woman, please. All the 7-year Floyd stay there. We don't like it. I even bash Floyd here 2008, 2019, 2020, 21, 22, 23. 20. I asked him, why we're going to take those people who I saw in a hall that day to say we will give Floyd this just one day because he wanted to bury his cousin. And postpone that meeting to the 6th of April. April. My man, you right? My man Elijah will call. He say April 6th. Go ahead.
there a breakdown in communication, these things happen. And there was breakdown in communication in Minnesota because of weak leadership. If
Oh my
God was
God.
a good president that was reaching out to his people, I don't think they would have scheduled a meeting knowing that his loved one had passed away. But because he identified to the community, you cannot be a president and you are unreachable. Nobody
Okay.
can talk to you.
All right. Okay.
Mr. Dubba, can I please respond here,
1 minute,
please?
Mr. President, please jot everything down. You'll be given a 10. That's another caller. Let the person finish. Then we'll go there. If they
You cannot come here in everybody that they are for to remove you illegally, but you did not do your part. So
okay.
you can't do that. If
All
you
right.
have a good leadership, trust me, this thing will not happen. So you need to stop it.
Okay, thank you very much, madam.
What we need to stop?
Let's go to
Let's just move on. Forget about
let's
that.
go to Mr. Peter Darcy, please.
Yeah,
We
forget
need to
about it.
stop
Move
it.
on with it. That's opinion. Let's just say it. That's fine. Then
Well,
let's
Mr. Darcy, go ahead.
well, good evening, Mr. Double. I mean, the community highly appreciates everything that you are doing. But let me just be very, very clear. I want Nigerians to know that our days of fighting is over. Our union is strong. Years ago, we were fighting, killing one another in our peaceful country, Liberia. That will not happen in America. We have an organization. We're going to stand together. We're going to stick together, and we're going to make things right. Now, let me address the issue on Flody. As a president, I was once a president of Kentucky and Tennessee chapter. If you are a leader, you got a responsibility to carry on. For 7 good years, are you telling me that this administration was unable to collect meeting dues? Do you know how much it costs for one pack of soap nowadays?
But wait, let me ask you a question. Joe Flo got almost 24,000. He said he collect meeting due. How he got the money? PK from in the street?
Well,
Joe Flo chapter is even the Pennsylvania we're talking about here now. Don't even have that kind of money.
Things on the peaceful Nigerians.
But we pay dues though.
Flo got 24,000. That almost 3,000. I mean $23,800. That day there. I'm asking.
Good for 7 good years.
Well, it's a lot of money though.
For 7 good years.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, he did best.
Your Florida semis are not mad.
We respect that. We respect that you collect all this money. But then
No,
when
yeah.
you collect this money, your people, you call your people, you come out meeting, your people not coming to you. Tell me something wrong.
Obviously, you don't respect that.
The leadership has a question mark. The people of Minnesota deserve better.
Oh, I see.
Deserve to be part of this process. Now, let me make it clear.
Yeah.
We can subtract Minnesota out of this process tonight, and nobody from Minnesota will vote coming Kentucky.
Oh.
And the president will win this election without even looking back. I can assure you guys right now.
Oh.
Because the president has better credibility. Chief of peace. Tonight I'm hearing Fred going on this line. What's a disgrace? What's a disgrace? The same President Fred that said that no, he will not be able to reach to the president nice election time. You roll me asleep after you divide us. I don't even expect Nigerians to be listening to Mr. Guerre because he
look at that.
All right, Mr. President, that's my former president here. So that make I'm a former president. Let's speak to the issue.
Who was the previous speaker, please? What's your former president name?
Peter Darcy.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yes, president.
And the first person that spoke, I think, Francis Myers.
No, I recognize this Francis' voice. Yeah, I recognize her.
I want to assure every Nigerian that coming Kentucky, that election will be peaceful. We are going to mingle together. We're going to enjoy ourselves. We're going to cast our ballot. And we're going to re-elect the president for the second term. You can tell.
Okay, my man, you're not coming to run campaign.
Thank you for running campaign.
People show you want to run campaign.
Thank you for running campaign, yeah? You see, these are the same problem we have.
So let me say here, let me play the male opinion. You can't gain your skin into that. Let me play the devil advocate here for people who don't understand here, who don't understand me. I grow people to the letter here. But I got a citation here. I don't know, for one reason, I don't know that Joe Flo put me in I don't know he knew that they were going to come. He put me in the chat. We're not taking calls right now because I'm using this to read something. But I think he just put me from July 5th, 2024. It's from Florida, George. Yes, if you can see, it's a reminder. GGA general meeting.
I think that's the meeting at the OLM Center, right?
And
I attended that meeting.
to all members of the GGA Minnesota, you are hereby invited to attend our upcoming general meeting slotted for July 2000 on Saturday, June 6, 2024, 3 p.m. Orland office, Kentucky Avenue, Booking Boulevard, wherever you call it. Opening prayer by the chaplain, roll call, declaration of quorum by the secretary, call to order, and welcome remark by the vice president. Ways to revamp our chapter unity board. Joy Flo wanted to unite the people, not new to planning to watch.
The man like who better, my man. Since I'm going to overthrow all the crack
He said the chaplain. Oh, the chap. Oh, so I mean, yeah. You see it there? You see that? Let me bring it. On number 5, it says chapter elections. Election Commission appointment. Date and location of next meeting. Closing prayer by chaplain, the adjournment. And that was the 6th. It came this came on June 5th. And the next day was the meeting. Then again on the 6th.
A reminder.
Somebody say, why don't you schedule the meeting for Saturday instead of Sunday, and blah, blah, blah. And then the flocking, good morning, man. A lot of people are, after that, and flock. It is a group chat where the communication going. So a lot of people are having activities tomorrow too, and they are going to work on Monday. So Saturday will be best. And he said, Mom, if we all can get there 3 p.m. I mean, who the man? That man for, you know?
It just calls everybody man for respect.
If we can get it by 3 p.m., we will leave by 5:40, 5:36 and go enjoy ourselves. Those that go to work can go and get ready for the work the next day. Someone take me out of the group. Somebody asking to be taken.
Yeah, we have a meeting on Saturday. I will say, well,
I mean, this is something that I've been coming on. And I mean, and that's why the people have to understand. And let me be frank here with you guys. I grilled those guys that came on. I asked them specific question. I said, look, I was in that place, and I know that Flo is related to that place because I think from Flo, where can I turn that time? Where you're coming from? West Side
Don't wait time.
That time from Sando Road. Hey, that time, oh my God, you coming from Joy?
Never to wait.
No, hey, man, I tell you that now you can
Bo Wayne.
Mr. Bo Wayne. Because I saw both of the guys on the Bo Wayne, all he put in, and then from where I saw I knew that they were related. After we bury people here, my crown people, the next day they call her. They cook rice, pour red oil in the rice, and people eat it. Because I bury my old man, know what we're talking about here. The men wanted to pour former sister in there, they wanted to pour that white powder on my head. They feed me and my man Glacko refuse it.
You refuse?
White powder on my head, so I said, nobody put it powder on my face, I'll eat the rest, but nobody put it powder on my face. But say, yeah, he'll all kind of dinner. So I know they perform a tradition the next day. I asked them, why you couldn't wait for the guy? Give them. You see, Texas did the same thing. But you know why Texas not making noise, Uriah? I mean, Elijah, why I know I call you Uriah, but Elijah. Yeah. The guy, the president, Stephen Nene, was the one who conducted the meeting.
Exactly.
But Stephen Nene conducted the meeting that day.
The president.
The body said, Stephen Nene, you are overstayed. He got into the where Joffre got it. They got to stay on him.
But Joffre can even come meeting. You don't let him go there and remove him.
They said, Stephen Nene, we tired with you. We don't want you.
Remove the man.
And Stephen Nene said, okay,
In the man who
That you're the people that you will, so you go and where you want. And I just say they want internet dealer. They got internet dealer in Texas. They
Right now.
Johnson go guy we see Brian. He the advisor to the press. He is advisor to the press. He asked how I got that news. You a foreign thing around here. People saying information to me. Then they should allow one of those guys to even one of the board members to conduct that meeting.
Prince, let me just say one thing, okay?
So we got to talk so. When
Yeah.
one piece, at the same time, we got to say what is true.
Amen. The host is finally hitting the nail on the head.
Overstayed. I used to even laugh at the man and say, man, you left-hand president now because you know that you the one 7 years and small year. The baby then the born after the baby then go to the
First grade.
first grade was the second grade now.
Just check the rest of the chapters.
I said,
I trust you. They got
I
some
said.
president that even still on longer.
But Prince,
But you see,
The interim
how long
president,
after
right?
Iowa?
Iowa,
but you see,
interim president goes to how many years?
no,
Interim.
Indiana president. Let me tell you, Indiana got a new president.
What's about
Maya Chalu.
What's about Chicago?
You know what they did? If you did it, they let the fire on your force that are happening down there. They move out just to see your quick.
The copycat.
They fire my man. You know that beginning code in know that beginning Guinea started. Ibrahim,
yeah.
He started. You see all go to Mali.
No.
They
begin in Guinea the Baga the
Kurubadi. Oh my man, the man get my man Uriah in Kentucky when he can't have a Uriah soon, you're not gonna get him. Call the man Tonton Kurubadi. You carry straight to the man house. That the man in a play here. So you see, that's what we're talking about. Indiana got new president. Virginia get new president. Virginia get interim president. Texas get interim president. Indiana get interim president. Minnesota interim president. Minnesota interim president. I'll put beat rate question. Bobby will come from my way.
Bobby will deal with you tomorrow.
Bobby will come from my.
Bobby doesn't understand is that.
Let me tell you, Uriah. But Uriah, from where in our Kunemo?
Why you keep
calling the man Uriah? It's Elijah.
That man was roommate. You know how I call him Uriah for? The man.
Oh, okay.
You know all those kind of things.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm going to be talking here today. So Uriah that Bobby that government. He went over to a couple woman's son.
Yeah.
Bobby perform coup d'etat.
And it failed.
They made like
traditionally, they floor George man here. You refer to Bobby as his father traditionally. Your papa overthrew you. The papa in Guinea. The papa in Guinea was overthrew by his own name.
But listen,
it's not the other way around. Why be floor?
Your man come out there, he won't be in the front because he think Bobo let overthrow people say Bobo can overthrow. So he put Bobo in front of the overthrow. Because he can say, oh yeah, another Bobo man out there power.
You're in the meeting. I can play the video where you and this sister here and
I was in the meeting.
Our sister Flody was in the meeting. Sister Flody got angry and walked out the meeting.
Yeah. The man said, so I said, oh man.
They got your video, sister, or you walk out of the meeting.
Yeah, I walk out because I was saying gonna sit there.
I zoom in, I say, but I know this sister here.
Prince, you are a hot mess.
Prince, let me tell you something, yeah? Let me tell you something so you can laugh about it. When I used to call for meeting for election, you know, you used to tell me that you're not going nowhere. Randy KDA, Papi KDA. One call for meeting for election, Randy KDA will always point to me and say, Piggy, people, you're not going nowhere.
Oh, yeah, but they wanted something now. And the man, look, I went to one of that meeting, one of them was calling me. They said they did it the other day now. And one other girl, I won't call her name, she was calling me, oh, your enemy of progress. You know, when I was opposing the first person first, or even the person that brought George to power. Enemy of progress. So I may also
I've been the devil advocate. I'm not backing George Floyd for OS thing. But there's another meeting right here when you look at the date. It says June what? June 23rd.
June 23rd, yeah.
June 23rd.
At the OLM Center. I attended that meeting.
He called for a meeting again, and on the agenda, that June 23rd meeting,
Mm-hmm.
Election is mentioned in there.
Yep. The thing is,
After election.
people
So
who
when
don't
you go
live
to this
there,
meeting, Flo,
they
when you
get
go there, you say you
so
want they will
emotional.
have election report and say no or what? What they can say?
Yeah,
Yes.
what
Okay.
happened, friend? Even Omar Annie unit that left that woman Monroe. The meeting where the president referring to or how you call either referring to now in the meeting that particular date. Annie unit told Kamante and says, say Kamante, every day you're going when they men call meeting, you don't even go there. She confronted Kamante right there. Annie unit said it in a particular meeting. We were there that day. Ellis Gay were there. And she, the president, or the national president, she was in the meeting that day when Iron Unit said it. That's a fact. It's on record.
You know, Prince,
Yeah.
when I call for meeting for these elections, people don't show up. And when some people come, they will say, "Look, Mr. President, let's put this community back together." Prince, I cannot go contrary from the people will. You know, I heard somebody on here tonight saying that how incompetent I was. Or for
Yeah.
your information, Madam Frances Meyer, I'm the only president in the history of Grand Juliet Minnesota chapter that can point his finger up and say all the elderly people in the chapter, even the woman that you're supporting, either President either poor, will tell you tonight that when she goes to the old man, they can say, "Where I was son, because I brought the community back together." This is not about incompetency. This is about men who believe in the books. Yes, I may overstay, and I admitted here tonight that uh me overstaying here, it was never my desire. But I cannot call for election consistently and nobody show up and you telling me to run an election with empty chairs. And I will prove to you tonight, man, if I was incompetent, I was not going to raise over 60 something thousand dollars for both the national and the local. It proved to you that I'm competent. Man, if I was incompetent, up to now, Grand Jury Association will not get almost $24,000 in their account. And do you know how much I just raised? $3,360, man. While the other poor raising $200. Man, if I was incompetent,
Who other people?
the so-called hijackers,
So
they
cool.
put in a kind of hijack power. Man, if I was incompetent, I was not going to be under the snow running around attending to the needs of my elderly people during the
Taking the old
COVID
people
time.
to get the shots,
I
to
take
get
them to
the
the
COVID
appointments. I
shots.
move around. That's why they
Mm.
call a leader. Man, if I was incompetent, I was not going to be going around spending my own money from my pocket representing Grand Jury Association. I know you can never do it for whatever organization you run. Man, if I were incompetent, by now the organization is bankrupt because previous leaders before me drew throw it in the ground. So when you're talking about incompetency, it's not me, Floyd George. It's the premature decisions that your candidate is making. That's what we call incompetency. Well, you don't come here tonight, Francis, I respect you a lot. I see you as a
Let
friend.
them monitor. Let them not monitor the
But
show
for you
now,
to come
Flo.
here
Let
tonight
them not
and
monitor
be
the show,
using
Mr.
those kind of
President. The
languages,
president still
you
also
just making
investigating.
to sit
Investigating.
there and say, look, but what is Francis thinking about? Okay, Francis? So I will want you to go back over your words because I
You
I
may
I,
call the
I
woman,
know
Madam Myers, man.
100%.
Respect the
Yeah, he
lady
said,
thing. Yeah,
okay,
But
let
but
me interject a
we
little
are
bit,
on the
Let it
Mr.
same
go,
age
Flo.
President.
group. She's not older than me. So when I call him her Francis, that's the same thing.
I just say she's not
She's
older than
older
you.
than you. She's older
Few
than
Oh,
you,
yeah.
years.
Mr. President.
Few
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's
years,
okay. You
maybe.
made your
She's
point.
in her
Like,
50s,
Prince,
Yeah,
maybe
take
but
over
let
Francis
your
it
is
next
not
Bobby
go,
as
not
speaker.
older
old
Flo.
as
than
that.
you. Bobby
Let it
older
go,
than
my
you.
man.
Bobby not older
Let
than you.
everybody can respond to it. Let it go. Some people got
Bobby older
feelings.
Yeah.
than you. Bobby not older than you.
Bobby older than me, but Bobby that old man.
But what
Where you
Bobby
think he
older to
from?
you for? The man get idea, man.
They better get out here.
The man carry you to Minnesota. You ain't Joe to get it, man.
The,
No, Prince,
the man,
Prince, you know
the
what the
man
man
is
did to me?
the man is
Prince, you
very
know what the man did
impulsive.
to
What the
me?
man say to you?
Okay. You know that day, I and some people were talking about, the tradition you spoke of. So The man kept telling me, my man, you know you gotta be here because you the father now of the family. You gotta sit down here because you are the father of the family. Not knowing my own people are planning something against me.
They
I
not tell you
love
got
for
to follow
Bobby
the
in the
procedure, the
hall.
traditional.
I love for
You don't
Bobby
gotta
in
go
the
call the
hall,
people
brother.
here. Oh man, now you left here now. You gotta go call the train.
No, traditionally, I'm one of the older person now in the family, although I'm younger in age. The man left. I start looking for Bobby in the hall. I can't find Bobby. Now in the ball on your way to
Okay,
Minnesota.
on your way.
I'm telling you, brother. Now in the man was coming to overtrade.
You're looking out there with Bobby over to you, not enter. You're gonna enter the man gonna arrest you.
No, the man put them to arrest me. Then I said, okay, you know what? I will go Monday morning because in the net people start calling me. So you know I had to assemble
I
my
see why you left in the morning because you left around 9-10 in the morning.
My man,
brother.
Bobby
Bobby feeling playing the cool everything. You know when I left from Iowa 4 a.m. in the morning so they can recognize my car. I had to change my black
Oh,
Mercedes to a
I
gray
see.
Mercedes to come in
Enter the
town.
place.
Oh my goodness.
The
Lord,
interview
big
here
man.
with the people of Minnesota. They are telling us their side of the story, what happened in Minnesota. So that's why you see everybody here from Minnesota. Teresa, our sister Teresa Arnold asking what's the topic on a discussion here tonight. You look at the board chairman got tired and left.
He did not say he's tired. He's just tired. He just left, okay?
Asked for 1 hour, 2 minutes.
Mr.
No,
Dova,
he
those
opened
are
the door.
false allegations.
He
He
started
didn't
work at
say he was
10:30.
tired. He just
He
left.
started work at 10:30.
Oh, he start okay.
Oh, hey nephew, know he out here. Know his schedule.
He has to be at work at 10:30.
All right, Conflict Dian. Conflict will be the last. Then from there we get 1 minute or 2 minutes. Then we wrap it off.
Okay.
I said Conflict Dian. Can you speak?
Huh?
Go ahead now, Conflict.
Yeah, I said, why you not calling Kamati Dion? They play with somebody near and they won't clear their air.
Kamati won't clear air. You are for short time. You can't advocate for Kamati.
Oh, okay, I got your point.
Yeah, Kamati won't come for short time.
Comply, you think you can defend Kamate more than
I'm sure
himself?
Kamati know how to go through the process to come on the show. And you saw you on the show the other time.
You can't defend Kamate more than himself. Trust me.
He got it. I will bring you on the people show.
I understand that part.
You can't do that.
Prince.
They get. I wanted the person word or Yvonne say I'm gonna send a link to Gissing Jeru, and I guess I come and send a link to.
Who
Hey,
Yvonne?
God. I
Who
got a
Yvonne?
fool.
Who Yvonne? That's not me. Please.
I'm Gissing Jeru. They put out for you to talk. You call it.
Nope. He's not coming on.
Go ahead, sis.
Yeah, besides, you sending a link to Gissing.
No, I'm not sending the link to Gissing. I beg you.
You're not able.
Gissing will have her own show.
Well, anyway, let me just say this to you with the President George. First of all, I see him as a good leader for one reason. He was able to raise fund in this chapter and all that. But
that's something.
Say and then won't make noise out of it. Stop. It's very unnecessary, highly unnecessary, the whole drama. The matter expire. Why would you make noise over something that is already expired? Why?
Well, the man said the way to remove him is not the proper way.
Put it together, they may have done it the wrong way, but they came to the conclusion that they will never. Now the people
I know.
that chapter members that come in. If you do it like that, he will never leave power.
Don't the crown people.
Yeah, what she trying to say? So she's trying to say charter already bring the water. When we were going to leave.
Man, I went to the meeting the way Bobby was conducting this ask at the time. Power and cool, Bobby.
The man sending Pope member to the national. Like what? Let me come get out here.
The video a guy who bill member nominated and it was agreed upon by the body to go down there. That video part.
Prince, the Constitution does not allow intern sitting president to send people to national.
You get board member?
That's what I'm saying. It's
we
not
have
supposed to be that way.
We have the guy, Bobby today.
The members okay with it. Minnesota members not okay with it.
Okay. But these are many, but Conflict.
We're not from
These four are not
Minnesota.
Minnesota member too. You got Bobby, you got Elijah Sampson, you got Milton Kine.
I'm Minnesota member. And if they say they're okay with it, then something is not right. Why will you be okay with somebody just being a lifetime president?
Okay. All right. We're about to close. So
Prince,
let me give you 2 minutes. Let's give you
Conflict
two
is
minutes.
entitled to her opinion.
Yeah, Conflict.
Y'all let her
2 minutes.
speak.
Let's start from the two sisters. Go to Mr. Kine will be the last. No, Mr.
I can
President.
go first, so I can go
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
if I may. Okay, thank you. You see,
You
I
not
keep
get
with good behavior tonight.
you
Oh,
not
you and
get
me didn't make flower.
you not get 911. Why you
No,
going up with your 911 and
I,
consider to see
I,
your face?
I want one.
Go
I
ahead.
didn't come there out. I didn't come out the 911. Okay.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. I can come and get frustrated with you. The last time I made flower with you, good. So today I decided to come on good behavior. You see how nice I was?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Because I said the show too important tonight before he can boot me out again. Because we went to Mayflower. Anyway, on a serious note, thank you for having us.
Yeah.
And usually I say Prince is always partial, but there were kind of few points tonight that I caught on to you that you kind of hit the nail on the head because you kind of like was in the middle a little bit tonight. So that if you do shows like that more often, I will come. But in conclusion,
Mhm.
Minnesota chapter, the
Yeah,
news going
I'm
out
gonna say
there.
something. I'm gonna say something. Well, one my sister-in-law. No, excuse me, former sister-in-law. Be okay with.
Yes. Because
Yes.
you know why? Because you owe me child support. You
No,
gotta
Yeah.
pay the two children their child
back
support.
pay. We'll back pay.
Okay. Anyways, everybody come on here and say George never call meetings. Yes, George didn't call 12 meetings in the past 12 months, but I alone attended 3 meetings at our OLM center. The same commander we're talking about here gave us a space, which was a nice gesture. And I also attended 2 teleconference meetings. So if people didn't get the information for whatever reason, okay, we can say that. But they shouldn't say he never called meetings. That's my number one point I have to make. How many Grand Jury Association presidents that are in the chat community here that call meetings every month? Who's doing that? Number two, I continue to say the place the boy rescued the chapter from. I appreciated that because you have to have a high tolerance to lead Grangidians. I'm not saying all of them, but some of them, you got to really have a very high tolerance level to do that. Number three, I continue to state the previous administration for the past 15 years, Prince, y'all know we have money issues with them. Money issues.
Oh yeah.
The fact that this president is able to guide our money from 2018 up to this date, I
You're welcome.
appreciate that. And when you are backing somebody, when you are for somebody, don't be a blind loyalist, like Bobby said. But Bobby is being a blind loyalist. But I will come to say, yes, my president has overstayed. Yes, it's time for him to go. But I'm just only asking the community to give him a fair process for him to move on. That's what I'm saying.
So you can get the
So,
money. Okay, thank you.
yes.
Let's go to Miss Flody.
Oh,
Okay, Mr. Double, thank you. Thank you to everybody. We from Minnesota, we are the one affected deeply. Like we
yes.
all said, we've been through this before and we don't want to go through this. I understand all our grandchildren can call in and kind of try to participate in it, but please take your emotion out. Don't come out here and be saying things that you're not 100% sure about. I'm looking into the camera tonight to talk to the national president. What she did on here tonight was wrong. She took a side before investigation. She should go back and be the president for everybody that she's supposed to be for. Investigate what's going on. If it's called for you to send a team out here to Minnesota, do that, Madam President. Because anything that affects Minnesota chapter affect Grand Jury as a whole. Send your investigation team here, do what you can do ASAP so we can go for election in peace. My suggestion is Mr. Floyd George should stay. We go for election. We come back. Then we have our general election here in Minnesota. The man has said it over and over. He doesn't want to continue to be president. So thank you, Prince, for having us on. That's what I have to say
That's a
today.
suggestion. Floyd George will stay. They go for convention. They go back to Minneapolis, and then they can have election.
Yes.
Teresa Joey, my sister, the reason that I'm not answering the phone when my guests, when the guests are giving a parting comment, I don't take calls. The show been here for 3 hours, 4 minutes. When the guest has given a parting comment, why would I take call? They're not going to answer to your call. So thank you. So let's
I
go to
mean,
Elijah. Elijah.
yeah. For me, like I said, Grandjit is the bigger picture here. You know, Bobby, my comment goes specifically to him. I mean, Bobby can be president for the organization in Minnesota. Why you want to be interim president? So I want, if I were him, I would step down and then run for run for the election to be the real president and handle the thing here. Don't run away from it. I interim thing that just few this and that. Why you running? Sit down and run for the organization president. You've been in Minnesota for long. You know, I don't think this is we all, like you said, you always talk about unity, but the question is whether the action actually unite Minnesota.
The Floyd
Now,
driving so?
yeah, so
Abida is sorry.
I mean,
That
Abida.
Milton
I
kind.
didn't come here tonight to see to take side with anybody or who run right, but we gotta put Minnesota first. Because at the end of the day, the national exploit us because of our conflict when election coming. Whoever has some interest here, they push their side and they support it, and then we go ahead with ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's time for all to grow up from these things now. Let's put Minnesota first. Any of you guys over there, go and say interim guys, you can be president for the organization. Judge really has no interest, you know. I mean, we want a smooth transition so that we can have a organization that we can all go to, you know. And I mean, that's my fight in this thing. But I don't
Thank you.
think the particular process help us, resolve anything.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Let's go now to Mr. Kine, Milton Kine.
Thank you for the
Listen,
show. One thing I want to advise the Nigerian community is that we should all remain united. We should not allow people to influence us and push us against one another. Because for one part, we all can exile to rebuild our life. So in this condition, we can build a better Nigeria. Like I said, if leaders are seeking vote, they should do it through the rightful means. What we're looking at here in Minnesota is that some people want that little money in their account, and that means we raise that money for a purpose. And we're not just going to hand it out to anybody who is not prepared to lead, but rather bring commotion among us. So we thank them for listening to us, for taking our looking at our party side. We now holding on to power. Anybody can come to power, but we should go through the rightful channel. That's what we want. So thank you very much, Frank, for allowing us to come on your show.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me mute your phone. Let me mute you. Mr. President,
Uh, thank you once again, Mr. Double. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, that tune in tonight to listen to us. As we all people always says that there is two sides to a story. At least you have heard our side. It's up to you to make your judgment. But one thing I would tell my Minnesotan people that I'm not in no position to hold on to power. It was not my desire. It will never be my desire. After my first term, I called for elections and nobody showed up. Mr. Gageway, I still have your $100 here, but you know that organization money, brother. I can give it back to you. Uh, Madam Miss Mona Bay Cooper, you register, and Mr. Milton Kine, you guys are registered in that election. The first uh 2 years of my term, we were 2020. Or if people was, people turn up at that time, I won't be facing this problem today. I could have been gone long, long time. And as Mr. Dober, you yourself, you have some evidence that show that I call for meetings and electoral meetings. I call for meetings that we should come together and go for elections, and nobody show up. Ladies and gentlemen, the good people of Minnesota, the people of these 10,000 lakes. Tonight, as your leader, I was staying here in front of you and said that coup d'etat missed me. I'm still your dynamic leader. I'm still your servant. I'm here to serve you and to lead you in the rightful path. I still have your money. The almost 30 people that paid to me, I raised $3,360. That added on your 20,640 $14 and something cents. I got your money, close to $24,000. But let us do the right thing. Let us do the right thing. We shouldn't be persuaded by people that want to use you as a voting material or voting, counts. And then after the elections, they go back and then we are faced with our problems here in Minnesota. You remember, it came a time that brothers and sisters couldn't talk to each other. Cousins couldn't talk to each other. Mother and their children couldn't talk to each other. Boyfriend and girlfriend couldn't talk to each other. Even wives and husbands couldn't talk to each other here in Minnesota. We don't want to go back that path. Let us do the right thing to lead this community into the future. And I know fully well that Mr. Toady, Bobby Toady, can be a very good leader. But do not be persuaded by those people that have ego or that egotistical ideology that they will bring and inject into our midst. Brother, if you want to run, I will be your campaign manager. I will run your campaign. And I would promise you tonight, if I go and stand in front of those people, they will vote you into office. Don't get persuaded by those people that name vote, brother. Let us do the rightful thing. If we call for meeting, if you say, "Oh, Mr. George, leave," I will leave. But don't do it illegally. Let us do the rightful thing. Ladies and gentlemen, once more, I will say thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for giving us your ears. I'm not power grief. I don't need your power. I don't want to be your president anymore. As I said before, I will continue to say this. Please let us do the right thing so we cannot further divide this community. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. President Floyd George of Minnesota, Minneapolis area over there. You heard them. You heard them. You heard them. Your thanks for coming to the show, and thanks for giving your side of the story. We are here to do what is right for the community. We'll hear from both sides. We will not stop on us, people from coming here to express themselves. If you think that's what the show is for, then you are misleading yourself. I will hear from Mr. Kamatidian. His name was mentioned here. I will call him tomorrow or tonight, and we're going to speak on that. Probably bring Kamatidian here to talk about some of the issues that I raised. I wrote some down here about the sectional part of it is written down here tonight, and we're going to talk about it. So this is what the show is about. Those two people were cussing, and later on, doing the right thing. I'm not here to come make people satisfied. I'm going to say what is true, what is right. That's what I do. I could hide this text message that I got from Joyce in July and June, and I started receiving some January, February, and March. I could have put in this thing in my phone and come and show it to the people. The print will hide the evidence, but it's not me. I have to send it to the people and I have to give it to the people. I called the people today and asked them the negotiation with Mr. Floyd, and then and they say, oh, they had some people talking to Floyd. I mean, those people have to come here and say that the side of the story. So, but again, when the president come in there to come and talk about the whatever that's going on, you please give the president the ears. You stop seeing the president talk side. The president, maybe when the facts come in from the president, the decision could change and the right thing could be done. So, I mean, we got to give her the benefit of the doubt. If the president don't listen to you, you go to the board. Well, I was just giving the process. And Mr. Kine been on the board. He preached that whole thing. Mr. Kine was on the board when PA won't happen, Pennsylvania won't happen. And the people went through the process. I said the board went straight to the board. The board said, no, you go to your chapter board. They went to the chapter board. The board could not solve the problem. They came to the national. The national could not solve it. Then went to the board. Then that was board unit time. I had the case king in front of board unit. Because we follow it. I would know these things. And people say, oh, you're not living in Minnesota. We formed Minnesota chapter. And they say, I'm not living in Minnesota chapter. I moved from there. I stay in the Minnesota chapter. When the other thing I'm doing Minnesota, I know it. So, okay, we will talk, but thanks for coming in and giving your side of the story. That's a good thing. You're right, Elijah. They put on the one, I call you Uriah and I call you Soki, but thank you for coming on to the show. Your first time, you don't let the Facebook thing, but I mean, thanks for coming. I don't know you, but you look at that guy from that KOK guy. I'll post you in the guy picture in the morning, so the book come in anyway. Sister, we'll talk to you later now. Bye.
Okay, thank you, Prince.
All right. Elijah, bye. So that was a good show. I don't know, we should do a little 20 minutes. I can say, if you want to link someone, we're going to do another 30 minutes. Sister Teresa, you see, when people giving their parting comment, we can't take calls. That's why I said that. I don't mean no harm about that, my sister. But they're giving a parting comment and they're feeling the goal. They're feeling the goal. So then who are you going to speak to? So that was it. But if you want to come here and say something, we can bring you on the show. The show will just send a link to you tomorrow. Anytime you call us, and we can have the show for you. You can speak about your new president that you got in that place. We can talk about your new president. You got a new president. We need to hear it. We got to hear about your new president. My man, president, your man name is Emmanuel Talu, Tali or Talu or something. But that is the first name is Emmanuel. So I mean, that's it. People have to understand. We're not here to come and Minnesota. Yet we need peace in our state. That's all. Floor president, Bobby president. Will you give me a cup of food? Will you pay my internet? No. But we just want the right thing to be done. Our rightful brother is there, and no confusion and no problem. And we'll be happy and we'll be glad that we are happy. So I send a link to you, Gibson Jeru. All of you saying now you don't want a link. Gibson say you want a link. I send a link to Gibson. Then you all get there. Where you get there when I send a link to Gibson? You don't want a link. Gibson want a link. Gibson take the link and come. And we got 20 minutes to analyze this whole thing. Then from there we'll go and find ourselves and we'll go to sleep. Tomorrow is Wednesday. Sharp, in the middle of the week. And that's what we're going to do. But tomorrow we're going to bring on, if we don't bring on the convention chair ladies, we will bring on the girls and the sisters and the friends Idepoa. So that's what we're going to do. But we're going to know by tomorrow by 9 a.m. We're going to know, so we're going to put a flyer up by 10 a.m. It's either going to be the election, it's not the election commission, it's going to be the convention chairperson coming with her team, Caroline Joey. She just from Liberia. She's from burying her auntie and her cousin. So that was a big hit on her part. Since our sister had to go down and go lay her family people to rest. Her auntie and her, I think her mom is a twin sister. And then her own cousin too. So it was just a big blowout. The chair lady had to go to Liberia to go and lay her family to rest. I think she came last week and she's settling things up here with the other people in the chapter here to put out. But we'll probably get them on here tomorrow, or we're going to get the friends of Ida here. Before, if they are listening, the first person that will call me around 8 o'clock tomorrow, I get up 8 o'clock, 8:30. If you call that, first people will fly up so they can come and give their side of the story. Achi Mao, if you want to come here tonight, I can give you the link. Let me give the link to Achi Mao. Let me give the link to Achi Mao. I'm going to give the link to Achi Mao, the guy from the Mao Society, the crime guy who got Mao name from the Mao Society. I'm going to give Achi Mao this link here today, and I want Achi Mao. I didn't know Achi Gibson. I told Achi Mao was a Putu guy. I didn't know that Achi Mao was a Chien man. The man can speak Chien. The man was speaking Chien. Look at Achi Mao. You're not even friend with me.
Achi Mao grandfather is from Nima. Actually, my grandfather from Nima. That place get a mild name from.
Actually, they went from the Mau Society, man. Guessing you looking for a pool and you coming from Nima. You got Archie say you from Nima. Archie, my funny guy, he said, guessing Jeru. He said, guessing Jeru Papa Bon. Oh, other brother, he like brother, time to bon guessing. I thought the Papa want to. The Papa went Nima.
Oh my God, these people are swear.
And then,
Actually, Mao can come on now.
I said,
Actually, on now. You got the opportunity.
I said, Archie the lane. I said, Archie the lane.
Well, actually, Prince, I wanted to come on.
No, this is a paid show. This show was a paid show. Gibson, there was a paid show. I could not bring the people and bring you. No, you can.
Oh, that paid show. No. Then you're right. That paid show, you're right, man. I can understand. I'm a media person.
Teresa is saying the link, so get the link.
Yeah. The reason I wanted to come on tonight, Prince, it was not even to engage them in any debate or something. I wanted to tell them that everybody should hold their horses. The national administration has set up a committee to investigate the situation in Minnesota. And that committee is getting to work immediately as of tomorrow.
Who's heading that committee?
I wanted to also ask Mr. George for his email so that we'll be able to send whatever communication we have to Mr. George.
Okay, email. I was sending George email.
Yeah, please send it to me. So, and we will be requesting for certain representation from each side to be in the meeting. Maybe we'll hold one meeting with one group, another meeting with one group, and then we bring them together at some point in time. So
they say now the coup went to Indiana. Teresa is now the new interim vice president.
Oh. But I like her, so I like her, so I will support her.
She says she's the new vice president of Indiana chapter. There will be the upcoming GGA convention will be there. So I mean, the wave is going. Where Bobby started in Minnesota, it gone. It went to Virginia. It went to Texas. You know, it came from Texas, it came to Minnesota, Virginia, now there, Indiana.
So
I want for her to hit Illinois. Illinois people stay on there.
I know, right? I think I mean some people stay too long in power. I think that will make their membership angry now.
Yeah.
But look, I first of all, let me say it's a good interview tonight. For them to have the opportunity to express themselves, to come out here and say exactly what happened on their side. We wanted to hear their side also in the public glare. Mm-hmm. But the investigation will be impartial. The members of the investigation team, they are being completely briefed by the president that she wants an impartial investigation to be able to make a sound decision. In fact, the organization lawyer will be reviewing the results from that investigation meeting. So we hope that everybody will listen and come to the meeting with open mind. Don't come with a closed mind. Don't come with preconceived mind and say, oh, maybe the person, I don't like the person, or the person don't like me. No, you come to the meeting, put your cards on the table, and then after the meeting, the committee will make a recommendation to the president for action that need to be taken. If the committee decides that Mr. George remain as president until the election, the committee will make that recommendation. If the committee finds that based on the circumstances, the interim body should remain until the election, the recommendation will be made. If the committee decides that the two of them should be removed and somebody else should be appointed as a caretaker until the election, the recommendation will be made. But we can assure you that the committee will be impartial. And the lawyer, the organization lawyer, Anthony Mona, is interested in this. He wants to make sure that we do the right thing, because if the case go to court in the future, he will be representing the organization. So he want to make sure that everything goes right. So that's why I wanted to come on to tell everyone.
And then guessing you watched the interview when I tried to ask Floyd about the process. A lot of Granadians have to understand that there's a process in place. If I don't like Gibson, and the people say when you and Gibson, there's something going on, you must go send it to Gibson. I have to put Gibson on the record. I must send the so if they send a letter to the national, that putting the national on record. The
But
national
he
don't
did not
respond
write
or
the national. He only
CC
CC carried the
the
national.
CC the national. You cannot CC them. And they say, oh, the national. No, this that is the legal process. You that's what the constitution say. You can't be asking for constitution to be on your side at the same time you don't want to follow it on the other side. You can't those things don't, that's what when Michael Kura called, he asked specific questions. Who did you write? Did you go straight to the bull? If you went straight to the bull, if even your state, if your bull was set up, it was able to go to the bull first.
Yes,
When the bull
you're
can
right.
handle it, go to the national. If the national can handle it, then it go to the national bull. Pennsylvania did it. That history we see what happened here before. PA woke up right away to send a letter straight to Bull Unit and Bull. Bull then send it back. They follow the process. They went to the local bull chapters. The bull could not handle it, they came to the national could not handle it, they sent it to the bull.
You know, and I think people make the mistake. Uh, it doesn't matter whether the person in power you don't like the person or not, but the process remain the process. And if the board does not deal with chapters.
Yeah.
The board does not deal with chapters. So I will, if I would make a suggestion to them, they will write an official letter again. But anyway, the board are already authorized the administration to launch an
Yeah,
investigation.
because the
So
bull wrote
there's
they transferred the letter to the administration.
yeah. So whether they write or not, the administration are
The
already set up the
administration
committee,
in the
and the
process.
committee will be investigating the situation and come up with a decision to
To
move
me, I just feel
forward.
the guys in
And the
Minneapolis.
committee have been given 1 week. 1 week. So it's going to be expeditious. We want everybody to make their time available. It can't go
Yeah,
on
now
forever.
they left with them. Now when they call this person, they shouldn't say, "Oh, I'm busy." That's a
Correct,
1 week. Just
correct,
have to bring
correct,
it over there.
correct. If Archimao come on, I will debate him a little bit to test his brain and test his intellect.
Archie Mao is a very smart
But
guy.
Archie will not come on.
Out there with the guy is
Archie
a
will
very
only
smart
be
guy.
in a corner and throwing
Yeah,
words.
Archie you don't let cameras. Even in that place in Iowa, he
But
ran
let
away.
him the other woman, Muna Bay, was not on camera. Let him be behind camera. We don't want to see a face. We don't want to hear a voice.
And
So
that was my
because you
first time
see,
seeing. That my first time seeing the man in Iowa. That my first time seeing the brother in Iowa.
I know Achima very well. Listen, Prince, there are people in the community. They hear certain people name and they just create certain kind of feeling about them. And Archie is one of them about me. Archie and myself have had no encounter. We have no problem, nothing. But some people they just hear about you, while other people tell them about you, they just take it and say all kinds of things about you. That's the problem with people. Now we are on different sides. If I come here and besides that, for me, my thing, if you ask Johnson Doe, when I'm discussing issue that concern the chapter, like for instance, our committee, the chat room committee, I stay right in the middle. I make sure that the right thing is said and done. If they know what they want to know about people like me, they can ask Johnson Doe. Johnson Doe will tell them the kind of person I am because we are work together. I don't go around and to because I want to get memes, so I want to twist things here and there. I've disagreed with the administration several times, and I said legally this is wrong. This is not correct. That's my opinion. I can advise the president. The president has the right to take it or not to take it. But my right is my duty is to advise the president. Luckily, the president listens a lot. She listens, and we have a lawyer too. Everybody should remember that. There is a lawyer who the president contact from time to time on legal matters. From time to time. Oh yeah, Archie, I'm the secretary. Don't worry about that thing. I'm the secretary. You don't have to worry about it. They are credible people on
Forget
our
about
committee.
reading.
About
Forget about
7
reading.
people on our
Forget it.
committee. I
Jason,
don't cannot override
Jason, forget
anybody.
about reading. Forget about reading. I sent a man a link. Let him come
Yeah.
here. They like chain man. They come here. With three from the three session. The three
Yeah.
session you can. The three session will be represented. If from district 1 from 2 and you from 3. They ain't come
Yeah,
here.
they represent. No, we need to. You see, that's why I always say, for me, I always come on these things because I want to make sure that people know where I stand on issues. Prince, the job you're doing here, you know what I mean to stand between in the middle as a media person. It's a difficult job. Sometimes you see the right thing, and somebody come before you on your show and telling you something that is not right. And then you have to pretend like you don't know what the person is doing, because if you try to argue with the person say you're biased. So you have to just ask questions and let your public
Because when I
judge.
start to ask Josh the process, if he knew about the process, with the conversation we had, they said everybody he on either side. He finished supporting either. He did. But when I start to show the text message what Josh sent me, says June of
Then they
last
say
year.
you fair.
Oh, print that he heard my own sister-in-law Muna. The show was nice to them.
Prince, look, for me, I mean, I'm a media person. You know, I've been in the team for long. People have been accusing me. One side will accuse me, another day, another side. And let me just tell you, Prince, if people are accusing you from different sides, I mean, you are doing a good job. Because if people we come here, we say print buyers. Tonight you refuse for me to come on. I pay show. I didn't even know I paid show. I was not going to ask you, come on.
Yeah.
That's paid show. Nobody has to come on. If it's something free that
The
you
man they say
offer,
the
you can
mistake
bring
friend.
anybody.
They say the mistake friend made one asking it gives him a count and he say yes. Like, they're not making that mistake. They want me. They say we're not making that mistake. They said no, do not bring guessing on. Period. I said okay, you're not coming. So everybody was telling me, you want having open mic and you want to come on like this, and yes, any link to you. When somebody
Look,
come on the
but I
person
was not
show,
even coming to argue with them. I was just coming to give my announcement. Maybe maybe some words are gonna slip a little bit outside. I
what
don't
Fred Grant
know.
calling President Green, President Green was my back on that. Why they coming up in show set? My own says that President Green who came in the border room here, me on two picture here. That shit was showing my buyer. How you call it? What kind of
Patient agreed to attack me. Patient agreed to attack me. Listen, and there's something I want to say here tonight. At least I think this is an opportunity for me to say it. There are people, Prince Double, there are people, especially our sisters, who we build great friendly relationship, sisterly, brotherly relationship with. We don't go out there when we see them write something, when we see them say something. We don't denigrate them. But they are in a habit of attacking us in the public. There are certain sisters I know, when I say something outside, they take their phone and call me and say, oh, Gibson, I heard you saying this, but this is what I was thinking. But why did you have to say that? And I explained to them, oh, okay, I understand where you come from. But there are certain sisters that will just come and attack you. And then when you respond to them, then you become the disrespecter of women. Then you no longer respect women. You know, I said patient green is one, money and poor is another one. Money and poor is a sister. And these people, they go in the public there instead of them.
you can't call on here to know.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying something. There are many of them, sir. There are many of them. I want to call their names. It's true. They go out there and attack you among the people and they expect you, they denigrate you among the public and they expect you to just let them pass. You shouldn't respond to them. When you respond to them, then you don't respect women. Then you are a bad person. Okay, if you even want to talk to me, there's a way that you can address your brother in the public. You know, you can address your brother in the public in a respectful way. To criticize your brother, you can criticize your brother in a respectful way, but if you start calling him name or saying things to denigrate the person and you expect the person to just sit down and say no. And for those of us who are street fighters, when something happens like that, we want to fight back. You know, like Donald Trump. Anybody throw left blow, he throw right blow. So I just want to tell all our sisters, you can criticize your brother, You can disagree with your brother without being disrespectful, without using certain denigrating words.
I had to take a lot of comment from my sister Jessica. It's cussing me and all the kind of stuff. I sit here, I don't bother you. You come on the show and you just using words.
Right.
If I say something, then they say, "Oh, man, I just you know."
They print double, not respect woman.
Yeah.
But print double in our those of you who are trained from the interior, that no woman in the public square lift their mouth on a man, whether small or big, in the public, because your ability to marry in a good family will be determined by the way you talk outside. I grew up in the interior, in the village, in the town. No woman, I don't care how big you are, even if you're a small boy, to just attack a small boy or say something about negative about men, then other men in the town begin to start thinking high about you and say, wow, if she can just talk to people like that in the street, what will happen when I marry her? And that thing can make many women in the interior unmarried. They can make them unmarried because you don't know how to talk to people. You don't know how to say things to your brother. This is the same way our brothers don't just go in the street and just see any woman in the community and just say anything you want to say to them. You don't denigrate women. You are not marrying anybody because anybody woman, anybody child you want to that other man that we can talk to women. Me, I want my daughter to go and feed. That's solve my daughter. So if we are all trained this way from back home and we come to America, America should not be the basis for people to disrespect the other person. They disrespect the other person. You know, I mean, for me, I respect women. I like women. I like my sisters, and so I don't usually go against them. Look at on your show. Look at what Jessica was telling you that day. I'm on that yesterday. I stood and put my finger in your face, and you didn't do nothing. What will I do? I will slap you. You curse me. You curse my wife. You curse my generation. I didn't curse you back. But you want to think that you taking pride out of it. It's a good thing that you are done. You're bluffing about it. You put your finger in my face. I put my finger in your face. You didn't do nothing to me. If I was gonna do something, what would you do? You wanna call police? So these are the things we're talking about. If you want to be respected, you need to respect other people, especially our sisters. Don't put yourself in a position where men will say something negative about you. Because all of you got stories. People tell us stories about you. You yourself tell us story about you. With our own story in your hand. People tell your story about us. So everybody know everybody in the community. But at the same time, we have to hold that respectability. When you come, like you might argue with people outside. When I'm fighting people outside, there's someone there will back other people outside to say bad thing about me. I'm like, what's wrong with this person? You back somebody outside, the person must say, fighting, you back the person and say negative thing about me, and you expect me to address you like a sister. Don't do that kind of thing. Our people don't know how to preserve decency. And they think I got my right. Yeah, America, everybody equal. Okay, fine. We all equal. But then if I add an equal way now, don't say I'm rude. Don't say I'm rude. If you are able to attack me in the public and you say you have the right to do it, we are all equal. When I respond to you in a nasty way, don't say I'm rude. But if we want to carry our African culture, if we want to do our cultural balance, a crowd people get culture. And people who they grow up with their parents and don't know that we get culture. Prince Dower, you will not. You will not. You stay with your parents. You will not open your mouth to any woman, any girl, I'm small or big, to say you even cussing that person. Your parents will get mad with you because you make it difficult for them to find wife for you. Because when the people hear that you can cuss woman, nobody want to get a daughter to you. Nobody want to get a daughter. The same way, if a girl is in the town and she just talk to any man the way she want to talk to, no family want to marry you in their family. When their children come here around, they'll say, I beg you. That play go, that woman, that girl go around. That girl, she not get good enough. I don't want for all to come in our house, for all to be our part of our family. Your parent will tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Or when we come to America, they will say, we in America, now everything changed. We just talk to our brothers any kind of way. Then when the brother talk about them, the brother rule. You know. So I'm just saying this for those of you who have the time to take it in, you know, and study the, you know, my sister from Arizona. I don't know that she in Arizona. She caused my wife, ain't do nothing to her. You caused me, you caused my wife, you talk all kind of things about my wife. What is that for? You disagree with me politically, I'm not cussing you. I'm disgracing you. I'm discussing the issues. Discuss the issues and convince me. But they go and curse you, they curse your woman, they curse your sister. And then when you say a little thing about them, then they say, oh, the man is a rude man. I'm not rude. You brought it on yourself. And I can tell anybody in the community, anybody in the Grand Union community, nobody knows bad words than me. I've been writing words since 1988 as a journalist. And as a journalist who write words, you play with words, you know how to destroy people, you know how to denigrate people. And that is what I have lived on. I made money out of it. So when they're doing the dinner, I just laugh, you know. So I'm just talking to our sisters. Chill. When you disagree with me, I'm not stopping you from disagreeing with me. Disagree with me, you can say, I don't agree with what you say, but don't go and denigrate people. Just stay your course.
Okay.
Stay the facts. It will help all of us. But I want to say thank you again. Again, I'm going to appeal to everyone. The committee will be writing, they'll be getting to work immediately. We only have 1 week, and we want this committee to be as fair as possible. The organization lawyer is interested in seeing the recommendation from the committee, and then he will evaluate that recommendation on the basis of the legal process and make a suggestion to the president as the way forward and to the board as a way forward. So please, when we send you the letter, please respond to it as quickly as you can,
Yeah.
so we can get this matter settled and once for all. So thank you very much, guys.
Okay, thank you, Gibson.
Yes,
Thank
yes.
you very much.
Okay.
I'm getting reliable information that my man David Yanu from out of Pennsylvania, Pennsylvania, PA area over there, Philadelphia area. There's the man is campaigning. You leave this man to campaign. You start calling the man. Without the reliable information, they need to stop. The man got a side to take. He took that side. Let the man campaign freely. The thing you're there to our man, you're leave it. Oh man, in Minnesota, my man in Minnesota, every other day, oh man, call me. They say, oh, my son leading 1 year, leading 10 year. I say, oh man, giving information. No, just lead them because maybe they don't want the information that what they're complaining for. You lead the old man dead. Let the old man relax. The man has the right. The man is of voting age. He has the right to choose who he want to choose. Leave Mr. David Nyanu. Thank you very much. That's my advice to everybody. We heard from the other side, people from Minnesota, the group of Florida George, we heard from the side. We talked to the people tonight. They made their case. They got this. They got this. The president has received the letter. And the president, we just heard from Gibson. Yeah, Mr. Nyanu, you want call 952-200-8420. 952-200-8420. What kind of watermelon? Yeah, even a burp. Am I getting a legend of watermelon again? Like where I got a legend of avocado or whatever they call the thing. So that's the number to call there, 952-200-8420. The people from Minnesota, you listen to the national president. The national president now got the letter on her desk. She will call Flo, they'll call Tony on the side, and they're going to say that, and they're going to do that. Everything got to be in the best interest of the organization and the chapter. So there's this energy now that we're seeing from us for all sides. When Flo call, Meeting the people can now the energy is there. Let the people use that energy now to put themselves together as one chapter. Mr. Yanu.
Mr. Double, thank you, Chief. First and foremost, I want to appreciate you as always, Mr. Double, for your services to our community. I was listening throughout the entire show, and I had the reason why I called in is because you spoke to something here tonight that I've been taking notice to as well. We're in a community where we have different alliances, different associations. We're connected to people in different ways. And so when political time comes about, it becomes uncomfortable for the individual, depending on where they might find themselves. In this public manner, on your show here, Mr. Double, to my fellow Grenadians, if I offended anyone, anybody, in any way, shape, or form, throughout the last couple of days or throughout the weeks, I want to say I apologize on behalf of myself, on behalf of Team Put. I want to apologize. We are campaigning. We're campaigning for the progression of this union. We're campaigning for the future of this union. And so in that, sometimes you may go overboard, but it's not to say that David Yanu has a personal vendetta or anything against anyone. Rightfully so, I have my own opinions about how this process is going. The leaders that are coming forth to endorse their various candidates, I have my opinions about that. But at the end of the day, Kentucky will tell the story. And so for now on, Mr. Double, I just want to say thank you. And to everyone, again, if I've offended anyone, whether you're from GDAT or from Activists Given Camp or even from our side, if I offended you in any way, shape, or form, I apologize.
What's your side?
My side is Edith Poir. I'm with Poir all the way. Yeah, we're with Poir. We are with Edith Poir, and we are not going to relent about that. We see that under her administration, what this organization has come to, literally revitalizing this organization. And I cannot gamble with that future. I can't gamble with people who just come overnight for beauty pageant and say, oh yeah, I want people. Nah, we're not here for that. We're going to stick with Edith and want to make sure we stabilize this union. But Mr. Dova, I'll find a time to come on your show so we can talk better. But again, if I offended anybody, I apologize to my fellow Grenadians. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Dova.
Thank you, Mr. Yanu. Thanks, David Yanu out of Pennsylvania, PA. He just said if he ever offended anyone, he's sorry. Move on. This is election period. Just start calling the man to lay complaint. Those things are immature. Yeah, you can directly talk to the man directly. The man now, I think I bought by 23, 22, so he's of age. He will be 14. He has the right to campaign. I don't even see anything where he insulted anyone. He just gave you a view of who you want to support. You want to micromanage the man to think like you? The man is an independent man. Let the man think for himself. But anyway, that's it again, ladies and gentlemen. I want to see if I can bring someone on tomorrow. If two people that I get here, I got two. And that's how good you ain't working at. Tired from people. I gotta play my song though. This is it.
Oh, do my. Here we can't get your mazor die out for woman. Then, Barney, I want to blame my overview. One to my, General, do I go? Barney, I never hear that I want to blame overview. So that one my. To my head, no, I do. You are to my wood, to my wood, to my wood, you. You